7th, 2025. President Javier Milei scored a decisive political win Sunday, strengthening his position in Argentina's Congress and securing a lifeline for his audacious free market revolution backed by Trump using American taxpayer dollars. Again, that headline, more Milei for the Argentine people and more Malays for the American people. A Navy MH-60R Seahawk helicopter and an FA-18F Super Hornet fighter both went down on Sunday while conducting routine operations from the USS Nimitz aircraft carrier. Quote, all personnel involved are safe and in stable condition. The cause of both incidents is currently under investigation, close quote, the U.S. Pacific Fleet said in the statement. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth just wants to know if any of the Navy sailors were fatty beardos. One person was killed and 6 others wounded when gunfire broke out Saturday night at Lincoln University in Pennsylvania during the historically black college's homecoming celebration. Quote, that's why those people can't have nice things, close quote, Trump said while standing where the East Wing of the White House used to stand. This has been the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for October 27th, 2025. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on MindDog TV.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
I don't know what the hell. But I don't know. Bang it. Bang it. I don't know what's going to happen here. Could be crashing into the China Sea any moment now.
Damn good coffee. And hot.
Hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
And he's crashing into the China Sea. Like the hat.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Bum.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
I'm all disheveled, I know. I look like I slept in the alley, and I did. Fine. I was saying, what's with that dopey hat? It's called keeping the old chrome dome a little warm. Fucking cold in this refrigerator of a pocket car ice box. Uh-oh. See that? I just saw that right there. You see that? Good morning, folks. Let's turn off lights up or we'll go bum all over again.
Wake up.
I was waiting for it to go boom all on its own over again. Wake up, America. Good morning, folks. We don't have a good show for you. We don't have a show for you at all today. I'll be honest with you. So you might as well tune it out right now. But in case you don't, you're probably saying, when do you ever have a good show for us? I get it. What makes that any different than any other day? You're absolutely right. Today is cold. Here it is the coldest day since like early March. Ergo, a hat to keep the old chrome dome warm. And you probably say, well, what happened to the Tim Pool hat? And I'd be like, I don't know. Tim Pool must have broken and stole it. I had a very strange weekend. It's one of those weekends where you're happy to see the weekend end. Although Saturday was an very unusual day, and I had a lot of gratitude for the day. It's just exhausting. I mean, crazy stuff going on. So Friday, got a paint party at a middle school, and I was not aware of the amount of security I would have to deal with, security measures, and basically they treat you like you are going to a CIA top secret meeting when you go into a middle. And good for them, they should. I mean, they can't just let anybody with an easel and paintbrushes in a school. Um, but I could be a crazy person, but Jesus, like what you have to go through to get in there. And then I was glad to see that the after school class that I was doing a paint party for was all girls, because as I don't know if you know this about middle school boys, but they're fucking Satan. And I was expecting to get beat up or abused, and it didn't happen. They were very nice to me, so that was nice. So Friday, that was a situation. The painting that we were doing was Starry Night Over Your City, which is a kind of a ripoff. It's a tribute to Vincent Van Gogh. Now, these kids didn't know who Vincent Van Gogh was. They didn't know anything about him. And I felt a little weird about sharing some stories about Vincent Van Gogh, because, the part about the ear is cutting off, especially, that's kind of inappropriate for sixth, seventh, eighth grade, whatever. So I didn't talk about that, but I did talk about the fact that his sister was a marketing genius and all this stuff. But I was surprised that these girls never heard of Vincent Van Gogh. While I'm teaching that party, this is very unusual. Hey, you're probably already bored, aren't you? I don't blame you. We have no guests today, by the way. So if you're waiting for things to pick up around here, don't hold your breath. So while I'm doing that paint party, I get a text message from Paint the Town, the company that I do paint parties for when I'm not doing them for I'm booking them on my own. And they said, we have a paint party tomorrow. That's unusual right away, because generally when people booking these paint parties, it's well in advance, like a month in advance or something, or 2 months in advance. Hey, is that me? Uh, I'm writing to myself in the chat room, which is very weird. I don't know. Somebody must have hacked into my account. Anyway, so they generally book way in advance, and this is tomorrow. Okay, are you available tomorrow? Yes. Said for a party of 2, which is super unusual, because nobody ever books a paint party for 2 people. I'm thinking it's a misprint. It's got to be 20, maybe 12 at the minimum. Even 12 seems like too small because of the cost involved. But okay, I'm going to do a party for 2 out in the North Fork of Long Island. And one more time, just in case anybody hasn't gotten the message yet, the long part of Long Island is there for a reason. You can't just ignore the long part. Yes, it's an island, but it's a long, and the North Fork especially is, I don't know how many miles long it is. It's very long. I am at the start of the North Fork, and Orient Point is at the other end of the North Fork, and it's a long way, and it's a one lane road, really a 1 lane road with cops all over it, little small town cops, and the speed limit changes every 5 minutes so they can get you. So it'll be 35, 25, 20, 30, 35, 20. And you're trying to keep up with the signs, and the cops are watching you, just looking to get you. And I keep more ends. On the weekends, especially in fall, there's farms on the sides. There's picking, pick your own pumpkin patch stuff. There's wineries, entertainment, farm stands, all the stuff. And if somebody has to turn into one, everybody has to wait. So Friday night, I get home from the the middle school thing Friday night, and I look at the painting I have to do, and it's a painting I've never done before. But I'm kind of tired, and I'm like, you know what? I'll get up early. I'll do this painting to learn how to do it for myself, and bring one to demonstrate there. So that's what I did, and then I got up, and I'm working on the painting, and the guy who the party is for Name is Matt. Matt out in the North Fork at a 5-star B&B to be a bed and breakfast. He texts me that he can't get through to the company. He's trying to pay his balance. He's trying to pay his company. Well, I'm 9:30 in the morning here. It's 6:30 in California where they are. Nobody is in the office on the weekend at 6:30 in the morning. Maybe wait a little while. Oh, okay, yeah. I said, don't worry about it. We'll get it taken care of. And then I finished the painting, and I'm going to go to Staples to print out a picture of the painting so that they have that as a reference. And while I'm going there, the company texted me, we can't get in touch with the guy to pay the rest of his balance. Maybe the party's off. Well, no, he's trying to get in touch with me. Oh, we can't get in touch with him. So I text him back. He gets my text. He said, yeah, I can't get in touch with them. I'm like, well, don't worry about it. Worst comes to worst, nobody's getting paid here, but I'm going there to do the party. But I'm heading in the other direction now. Go to Staples, get the thing printed out. And they're going back and forth they finally get in touch with them. And I'm already on the road now for like a good 45 minutes. And I still have an hour to go. And they start texting me, yeah, the party's on. Okay, good. I'm going to go there. And I let him know. And he's okay, cool. And then I get in this one-lane traffic. Now I'm going to be there, supposed to be there a half an hour early for setup. For 2 people, it really takes 5 minutes to set up. Because basically a lot of it is just pouring out the paint for the individuals. For 2 people, I'm driving along and things are going well. And then all of a sudden I hit traffic. And I'm like, okay, well, it says now I'm going to be there just a half hour in time. Oh, no, now I'm only going to be there 20 minutes in advance. Now I'm going to be there. And as I'm going along, I look up and there's cop cars right behind me, flashing lights. I'm like, I'm getting pulled over because of the fucking speed traps out there. I pull over and this guy goes zooming by me. I'm like, okay, it wasn't about me. Then another cop goes zooming by me and another cop and 6 or 7 more cops. I'm like, oh, something's going on up there. And now I'm caught back in traffic again because whatever the cops are doing is slowing down. I text the guy and say, I don't know, some big traffic thing going on. I get to the first place, next light up, and cops are stopping everybody. You can't go down this way. They're going to reroute you. So now GPS is going. It got me going through neighborhoods because the North Fork of Long Island is one road. So now I'm going through neighborhoods like, nice houses here, but and I'm lost, and I'm getting later and later. I'm thinking, Paint the Town has a golden rule. There's no excuse for being late, and absolutely no excuse ever for being a no-show. If I booked it on my own, I'd be like, you know what, it's not meant to me. I'm really sorry about this, but so I'm going through, and then there's cops everywhere. Every time you get to another stop, there's cops, and they're pointing you this way, that way, this way. I feel like Jackie Mason. A finger going this way, a finger going that way, a finger going, and I'm lost. I'm like, there's one road. There's a reason there's one road, one lane. So because it's, yeah. So I know I'm getting closer to the place, but I'm running out of time, and I'm telling this guy, there's some shit going on. He goes, oh, don't worry about it. It's a couple minutes late. I get to one corner and there's a cop there and he's, you can't go anywhere. I go, what? I'm supposed to sit here? I said, I got a thing I got to get to I named the resort. He goes, oh, you can't go there today. I can't go there today. Like ever? He said, no, there's a major crime scene right in front of that place. Major crime scene? What? They killed the Lindbergh baby again? What happened? Can't tell you about that, but I said, well, what am I supposed to do? I've been driving an hour and 45 minutes now. I'm out here. I'm not going back home. I'm supposed to do, well, pull over there and park. Pull over there. I'm just going to sit there out in the middle of nowhere. I did that, and I was texting the guy, I'm going to be late, man. I don't know. Maybe it's not meant to be. The company is now freaking out. Oh, you can't be late. You can't miss a party. There's cops that say I can't go there today. So I'm sitting there, and the guy comes over and he goes, you know what? I got on the radio with the guy. Pull up and ask that cop over there. So I go up around the corner, and there's another cop there. And the GPS says, arrived. This is it. The house is 3 houses in off the corner. It's a B&B, so it's like a big house. 3 houses in off the corner there. And the cop is there doing this. And he points me. I was like, but I got to go there. So I go and I get out of my car. I park the car on the side of the road and I go over and I talk to him. And now I'm telling him a story like I got a paint party. And he's interested. He wants me to tell him about paint parties and how they work. I was like, I'm late. I just got to get to that house over there. He goes, yeah. And now there's cars and ambulances and I don't know what the fuck is going on. Crime scene tape up. He goes, yeah, go around all this stuff. And I pull into the parking lot, get into the place. And the guy comes walking around from wherever he was. He wasn't in the house. I'm in the house all by myself now, walking around beautiful old mansion or whatever. And I texted him. I said, I'm here. I'm in the house. Oh, well, I'll be right up. And like, you didn't tell me. You knew about this. It happened right in front of your face. I mean, literally right in front of the place. And I don't know. I still don't know what the crime was. But it turns out now, the guy's name is Matt. I'm not going to tell you his last name because it's a privacy issue. But the guy, he's throwing a paint party for his wife. I'm thinking this is a date. Like he's taking a girl on a date out to the wine country there. And just two people. Really is just two people. And I'm setting up for them. And he introduces me to his wife of more than 30 years. I'm like, dude, you're an inspiration. I mean, 30 years married, more than 30 years married, and you're still doing romantic stuff like this. My wife, don't ever let my wife find out that people like you exist, because my wife is constantly complaining, like, I'm not romantic at all. I don't do enough, even though I've written songs for her. I've done paintings for her, whatever. He chooses this painting called Kiss in the Rain. And I get to meet his wife. I said, you got to be so proud of this guy. She said, oh, yeah. They've been together like a Ron Kane story since 10th grade. Went to both proms together. It's a love story. And the guy's last name, I'm not going to tell you his last name, but it might as well be Prince Charming. I mean, it's something like that. Like, you're not even playing fair, dude. You are a man among men and just an inspiration. And I feel like I feel a little intimidated by this whole thing. I end up doing a paint party for them. It's just three of us. Turns out we have a lot in common. He's a drummer. He's he's from Long Island, but and the good part, the civilized part of Long Island, not wine country out there. And he knows some of the people that I play with, and he's Don Imus fan, and we're just getting along great. And then it's like I think we became good friends. Now I don't know. I even said to them, I hope you don't go on my social medias and find out my politics are not in line with yours, and then we end up hating each other. But I'm getting hugs. I don't get hugs from people when I do paint parties. So it's just a very cool day. First of all, the guy, I mean, they should not. It's good. It's inspiring to know there are men that still treat women like gold, like this guy was doing. Like, married all those years, have a kid in college and whatever, and still taking her out to the Hamptons for a romantic weekend, and just doing, things like hiring a dude to come to do a paint party for them, and they enjoyed it very much, and it was fun. It makes guys look like me just look like the slouches that we are, and that's why I've been sleeping in the alley. Anyway, we have no show for you today. Later on this week, somebody named Elizabeth Croydon will be here, and she'll be bringing a guy named Bob Kiltson. And they'll talk about some shows they're doing together. And then on Thursday, we have JT Habersat from the Altercation Comedy Festival and author of a comedy book called Doing Time. So you have that to look for if you want to hang out till Wednesday. Right now, it's time for me to play a stupid commercial. Oh, I mean a good commercial of one of our proud sponsors. I still didn't put you know what? You want to go to Curiosity Box. Look in the link down there. Curiosity Box has some good stuff coming up. Good deals to offer this month. But as usual, I'm too lazy to load up their commercial, so I'm going to give you this one.
Mind Bloom is helping people achieve life-changing clinical and personal breakthroughs, alchemizing both the psychedelic medication, psychiatric care from psychiatric clinicians, coaches, we call psychedelic guides, and a lot of content and meditations and programs into this really transformational experience that, because it's delivered at home, costs a lot less and is a lot more convenient for people to receive.
Yeah, I was thinking that they were setting me up for like a little cuckold type of swingers party, but it wasn't that. Anyway, in the room with me now, ladies and gentlemen, a man who never invites his wife to a threesome paint party. I said R again, is TD Federson. Good morning, DD.
Yes. Good morning, America.
Yeah,
Mind Dog T. What?
that the voice is back. It wasn't here. You lost that voice last week. Good. That wasn't there last week. It's back. Okay.
Oh, good morning, America.
You lost it again. Bring it
MindDogTV.com.
back.
It's day 27 of our Coffee with the Dog government shutdown advent calendar. What do we have today? Why, it's the official. Let's show you. I'll show you. It is the official racially biased Jedi mind trick laser. If you are, let me show you right here. See that right there? If you are stopped by ICE and you are racially ambiguous, just say, put this light right there and go, I am not the brown person you're looking for.
Oh. Oh, I thought it was like a laser sight, like they were.
Well, you could use it for that. You could just point it at your bulletproof vest and go, right here, it should be here. Or you could play Marvel and go, I have the Mind Stone. Or the Mind Stone, I have the Power Stone right there. The Mind Stone is yellow. It comes in yellow as well. It also comes in your hand, which is what I'm doing right here.
Oh.
But get your Coffee with the Dog shut down advent calendar while shutdown and supplies last. All proceeds from sales of the government shutdown advent calendar go to a cause. Support your local mercenaries and enjoy the suffering.
See, here's the thing. In sales, time pressure is a big thing, and you keep saying when as shutdown or supplies last, the shutdown's going to last for. There really is no. I mean, you'll be day 999 of the shutdown. Still no.
I hope not. I'm already digging for shit. I mean, that's true. In a real advent calendar, most of it's chocolate.
Oh, on the way home, I saw a Long Island chocolatery. I didn't stop because the fucking road is like, it's madness out there. But I was like, I didn't even know that place exists. Now I want to take a trek out there and find out what this Long Island not chocolate factory, chocolatery or something like that. Something like that. I got to go out there and taste the Long Island chocolates. But you're not supposed to eat chocolates. You don't eat chocolates. You're not allowed.
Who's not?
You.
I'm going to let you in on a little hint.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
You cheat. You're a cheater.
No, I'm not a cheater, and that's the problem. I have dark chocolate here, which I generally eat when I'm eating chocolate. But my wife's love language is food. Okay, my wife's love language is whatever her love language is whatever it is I'm not supposed to eat. That's what she buys. So she'll go, I got us muffins to split. I'm not supposed to eat those muffins. Okay, so she'll buy like a box of 4 for us to split. And to me, splitting is, okay, we'll both eat 2. She'll eat 1 and go, the rest are for you. Okay? She'll say, I got this pie for us to split. I said, okay. She'll eat 1 slice and then give the rest of the pie to me. The problem is, I don't need a 7/8 of a pie. I don't need it. My stomach doesn't need it. My blood sugar doesn't need it. But if I do what I want to do with it, she's going to be pissed. And that is, I would eat 1 or 2 slices and put the rest out for the raccoons.
Oh, I would be pissed too.
Yeah, because they will appreciate it. She doesn't.
How do you know they appreciate it? Have you ever got a thank you note from a raccoon?
Oh, one. It's not a note, but his name is Reggie, and he does this for me. He puts his hands up for me. So that's how I know he appreciates it, because the other raccoons just grab and go.
You got to get him on video doing that. And hands up, baby, hands up. Give me a...
Yeah, all the other raccoons will grab the food and they run off. But Reggie stops and goes like, all hail GD, all hail G, or whatever. What? I don't know what he's doing because he doesn't make any sounds, but he does this.
Yeah, raccoons don't ever make a sound, do they?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I never heard one make a sound.
Yeah, they're very talkative when they have something to say.
All right. All right. So, but you're the opposite. You're the reverse of my marriage because when I go shopping, everything I buy, my wife won't eat anymore. 'Cause she's weird. I mean, if you listen to this program, and somebody named the Alternative Universes, who I don't really know who that is, but seems to watch the show to know that "Enjoy the Suffering" was a tagline, but now "We Have No Show" would be a good replacement for that. But if you listen, you know my wife is weird, but she's got this weird diet. I'm not eating that anymore. I'm not eating it, but it's been chicken for like 2 years now.
That's
But
because there's so many of them out there.
yeah, well, yeah, it's because she's fresh. Once she looks them in the eye, she can never eat them. But she's got all sorts of things that I'm never eating that again, never eating that again. And now it's to the point where she's never eaten anything. She buys spinach and garlic or whatever. I mean, she's eating nothing. Lots of energy drinks, but it's stuff I won't have. So it's like we have to do two different shoppings. One for me, all the crap, and then like the health nonsense that she like. What good is health? She's almost 60 years old. She's going to be 60 years old next week.
Okay.
How long do you think what's the point of health stuff now? You eat the health stuff when you're young. When you get old, you should just be able to just wing it. Just wing it.
Now, my wife tries to eat healthy. So occasionally I go through these periods where she says, "I'm not eating that anymore. I'm not eating that anymore. I don't eat that anymore." And then she'll be in the vegetable aisle and she'll be like, picking out yellow zucchini, or is it yellow squash, green zucchini, cucumber, stuff like that, so she can eat healthy. And then, so once, well, every so often I'll paint my Johnson the same color as, let's say, fresh vegetable, so that she'll eat that.
I know you said my Johnson, but it all sounded a little like Mike Johnson. I was like, wow, that's a fucked up thing to do.
My package. My
Uh,
universal donor.
I don't know what song I had in my head when you were doing Green Zucchini, whatever the hell you were doing there, but there was a song happening there. It sounded kind of musical.
Yeah, yeah. But my wife is her love language is food, and and she insists if I don't, and she knows that some things I'm just not supposed to eat, and I'm not great on willpower. Period. I'm great on consequences, not on willpower. So it's not like, for example, the reason why I have not cheated on my wife is not because I believe in monogamy. It's because I don't want the consequences if I ever got caught. That's why. See, it's not, I don't care about monogamy. I don't, if you want to be monogamous, that's great, as long as you have an agreement. Whatever your agreement is, stick to it. So,
You say caught. Because I would, this is my thing is, I know I would confess immediately. We talked last week about, the fact that I never slept with a black woman. It was a opportunity when I was working as a mastering engineer in the studio, and this black girl was rubbing my neck, and she was like, I was like, I'm happy. She goes, nobody will have to know. I was like, yes, somebody will have to know. I'll go home and confess the minute I walk in the door. Like, I bagged the girl at work. You say caught. For me,
well, I'm using that in a, I'm not sure what the actual English term would be, because I believe I would be caught, because I believe in instant karma for me. Apparently, not everybody in the world gets instant karma, but apparently I do. But
wow.
now there was this is a while ago, and I've probably told this story on the air before. Back when I was with a woman I was living with, like 30 years ago. We were together for like 7 years. And at one point, one of her hot girlfriends, oh my God, she had a lot of hot girlfriends. And she was also hot. It was like they belonged to the hot girlfriend club. It was like anyone was like hotter than the next. I
They tend
so
to flock together. Hot.
yeah, yeah. So one of her hot girlfriends um took a liking to me, but I didn't realize it. Because like I said, I'm nice to everybody, and pretty much everybody was nice to me. And so I used to work for that place that runs with Comcast, and she scheduled a service call for her cable service at her place. and she requested me. That's not unusual for me to be requested because I was a good technician. And if you know of a good technician, or if somebody says, call, yeah, I know somebody who can fix that. Call Romcast and ask for GD, and Comcast would do that, occasionally. If if somebody actually requests a specific technician, that's who they'd send. So she requested me. They sent me. I opened the door, and it's her hot roommate. The hot woman lives with another hot person, a hot roommate. And I opened the door and I said, yeah, I'm looking for so and so. And she goes, oh, she's upstairs in the bedroom. I said, okay. So I go up, I look in the bedroom, and she's wearing hardly anything. But again, I'm not phased because I'm a professional. So I said, I'm saying, let me look at the TV set. And I look, and it's so simple. It's something like something's unscrewed. I screw it back in, and now she has even less of what she was wearing. Because before she was wearing like a see-through nightie and panties and slippers, and now the slippers and panties are gone. I didn't notice that. Not that I noticed. And she propositioned me, and I said, I can't. I said, you're friends with my fiance. And she says, she'll never know. She doesn't have to know.
Yes, she will.
Now, that was on a Saturday. She was at our house on Friday. The service calls on Saturday. She says my fiance would never know. Sunday morning, she dies in a car crash. Yeah.
You blew it.
I know. She died in a car crash Sunday morning.
Well,
and at the funeral, everybody is so concerned about her 4-year-old son who's now left alone. And I'm thinking, damn, I could have tapped that. We're all crying for different reasons at the funeral. Everybody's going, oh, she was so lovely. And her kid, oh my God, what's he going to do? And I'm going, oh, I could have tapped that. And no one would have known.
The kid would have known and then would have gave you up.
No, because the kid was
it was away with the dad for the weekend. I get it, but he would have known. He would have figured it out. He would have, whatever. No,
now the roommate would have probably known, because the roommate had said something to me like, she always goes after the hot ones. So apparently it was like a pattern.
Huh. Somebody needs a shave. Probably me. You never told that story before. I would have remembered that one. Yeah, well, you blew it.
Yeah.
Lots of those. There was a time, walking on the beach, Robert Moses Beach in Long Island, New York. We were leaving, me and my friend Bobby McKenna, who's been gone for about 40 years now. But we were walking, and this girl goes, she says to me, could you help me with my top? She was and I just snapped her top together, and I kept walking, and Bobby smacked me. He said, what's wrong with you? A hot girl just asked you to help her with a bikini top, and you don't stop to talk to her. You just do it and walk away like a robot. And I turned around, and she's looking at me like, yeah. And I was like, oh. So I went over and I got her number or whatever. She's having a party. And then I go tell my friends, this girl says she's having a party, and I tell her how we meet. Oh, we got to go there. We go there. The party is her and 30 guys. And when I said the party was her, it was just like they were taking turns up. I was like, wow, this is the weirdest fucking
I was at a birthday party like that. I was invited to a birthday party, and I'm not going to say the woman's name because I'm not sure what her... Okay, I do remember her name, I think. She was a very attractive woman. Pakistani? I think she was Pakistani. But at any rate, I go to the birthday party, and there's 30 guys there and 5 or 6 women. And so she starts taking guys one at a time, and her girlfriend is going what are you doing? Stop it. And then she said, then the birthday woman says, it's my birthday and this is what I want.
Wow.
so,
This is
and
the day
so
before.
all of her girlfriends leave, her alone with all of us. And I also leave because first of all, I'm like, okay, I'll do orgies if I know that it's an orgy in advance. Okay, I did orgies
Really?
when I don't do spontaneous orgies.
I don't do any orgies. You're about to say I do them when they're planned. No,
Right.
no.
Because I don't like other people touching me that I don't know, especially if I'm naked. I don't like. I mean, I was a stripper, and I'm tired of being manhandled, and so I don't like because I was manhandled as a stripper. When
You
I'm
still
naked,
wasn't a
I don't
lady. You
like
were a
being.
stripper for guys, man.
No, I was a stripper for women, but there were mixed parties sometimes. Sometimes the
Okay,
parties would be like guys
manhandle.
and right. Oh no, because uh, well, the biggest tip I ever got was from a guy, but he says you just turned me and my wife on like you would not believe. And the biggest tip I ever got was from the guy because he says my wife is now going to fuck my brains out tonight because of the way you were dancing up there. And I'm like,
Wow.
okay, I didn't know I was a fluffer. I was starter material for this woman and her husband. So, but like I said, I don't because of the manhandling and
Stop
people
saying that word. No
are,
more.
are because of the excessive groping. How's that? Is that better? Excessive
That's
groping?
much better. Thank you.
Okay. Because of the excessive groping, I don't I stopped enjoy being touched without like rules now. It's like, okay. And so when this spontaneous orgy broke out, although it wasn't actually an orgy, it was more like a train.
Spontaneous.
Yeah, it was more like it was a spontaneous train. When that broke out, I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm not being touched. I don't like it. So
No,
I left.
I think first of all, I think all orgies are planned. Just because they don't let you in on the plan doesn't mean it wasn't planned. Uh,
Well, apparently she had planned it, but the
yeah, see,
guys, I
that's
don't
what I
think the
mean.
guys knew.
Right, but that's what I mean. All orgies are planned, just that they don't let other people know about their plans. But I think all orgies are planned. I don't know. I'm not
And
like I'm an
and,
orgy expert. Don't
and
get me.
if I think about it, I think that she like fantasized about it, but didn't plan it. She's like, okay, and then when she got enough liquor inside of her, then she wanted enough liquor inside of her,
Right.
or on her and around her, and stuff like that. Once the liquor got applied, the
Now,
sticker got
I'm just
applied.
assuming this is the day before. I mean, a time period before. How do I put this? People would figure out a way to monetize this stuff, like OnlyFans, whatever, or porn, whatever. Because it sounds
I was
like
29, 28, 29 at the time.
yeah.
I think. Oh no, I was younger than that because this is before I met. Yeah, this is before the woman I was living with for like seven. The woman I got my next fiance. This is before I met her because when I met her, when we started going out, I was invited to a Christmas party, a holiday party. Because it really was a holiday party. It was like the people throwing it were Jewish, but a lot of people planning it were Christian, and so it was like Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. It was just a holiday party.
Diwali?
Then probably was because we had a well. At any rate, we were. So I told her. I told the woman I was living with. I said, "Look, you don't have to go if you don't feel comfortable. But I'm going to let you know that there's going to be like a number of women there who I'd been with, but only one of them is going to like make it a big deal. She's going to come up to you and she's going to just start saying things like, I was his girlfriend. And I said, it's an attention getter thing that she does. I don't know why we broke up. Matter of fact, she broke up with me. She broke up with me for another guy. I don't know why she does this, but she's going to do this. And so we get to the party, and this woman walks up to the woman I'm with, and she does the exact thing that I said she's going to do. And the woman I was with is so cool. She goes, Yeah, I heard about you. It's no big deal.
Wow. Yeah, I heard about it. She shouldn't have said that. She shouldn't have blurred that out. That just
Well, I
so,
think what she literally said was, "He told me about you. It's no big deal."
yeah. Well, that I wouldn't have said that. I would make her feel like who cares? Because he told me about you indicates that you still even give her that much thought to think about it. Like it is a preventative measure. I wouldn't even give her that satisfaction to know that I didn't know. Who
Well,
cares?
again, I didn't tell her to say that. I just told her what was going to happen. I didn't want a
No,
scene.
she
Yeah,
said it. I know. I get it.
right,
But so the point I was trying to make there, like nobody monetized. There were no video cameras in today's world. I
right.
think
Oh yeah, in today's world, there would be like videos and
there'd be phone cameras, right? Everybody has a video camera with them at all times. What am I thinking? Not everybody carries a film studio around in their pocket, so of course there would be
yeah,
film at 11.
and
Yeah,
they could digitally remove and add people.
right. And we never. That wasn't even a consideration. Nobody even thought, "Wow, I should have had a video camera here."
No, back then everybody's thing was privacy.
Yeah.
The only time now there were some sex acts that I did catch on video, but I was hired to record them. It's not like we all people had phones. I had the camera. I was hired to record these events. You know,
Wow.
Eh, so
Cinematography. That's what you
yes,
call
yes,
the vagina. No, the vagina lens. I don't know if there's a vagina lens, a special vagina lens. Anyway, uh,
a sexumentary.
what's going on? Watch this tangent. Um, what's going on with this Red Sea stuff? Like helicopters falling out of the sky into the sea. What's going on with that?
Well, they're still investigating it. It was in now I forgot what sea it was in because I was trying to edit the story and I forgot to write. I meant to. I know it was in the Pacific and it was off the Nimitz, but I forgot which sea it was. I don't want to say the Caspian
The
Sea.
China Sea.
Yeah, China Sea, I think.
But it's somebody, I'm here's the good news. I've decided, and so far I'm sticking to this kind of abstinence thing. I have said that I will promo stuff to Twitter. I'll post stuff there, but I'm not going to read any more shit on there because it's just a flood. Elon and the red bots have won.
Yes, yes, yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
but so I got off of Twitter as soon as I wrote that, and then on my phone, something Pete Hegseth has to answer for what's going on in the China Sea. I was like, what's going on? Well, a couple of planes just dropped out within 30 minits of each other.
Yes, within 30 minutes. It was a helicopter. It was a helicopter and a jet, an F-15.
Yeah, and so Brian Krasenstein, whoever that he's a left wing. He used to be a lot more left wing, I think, but
An 18 FA-18F.
he was saying the odds of that are 1 in 5 billion. Like, how do you know that? I
You
mean,
don't
there
even
are
calculate that kind of shit. We don't even have 5 billion planes. Stop
right.
it.
That's what I mean. So, how do you come up with that number with them? But it does seem a real oddity that they weren't shot down. They both just fell into the sea.
Yeah, that's why Pete Hegseth just wanted to make sure that the Navy sailors that were flying those things weren't fatties and beardos because
So,
he wants.
just to be clear,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you get rid of black pilots or brown pilots or women pilots. They still fall into the sea, even with white pilots. You don't have to. You don't have to be nervous if you get on a plane and see the pilot is black. You don't have to say, "Oh, I'm nervous."
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah. I don't care what color the pilot is. If it's a black pilot, I'm fine with that. But it's a black pilot and the wheels on the plane have these rims that spin, these spinners, then I'm concerned. That means he souped it up a bit. I don't want him see him taxiing down the plane that's going don't, 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 don't. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a plane taxiing.
yeah,
So,
that would definitely.
yeah, that would, you know,
This kid even old enough to be flying a plane? Um,
right.
I don't know how. Actually, I see quite a few 40-year-olds with those Jeeps that are boom, boom. To me, the bass response in those fucking things, that's got to do something to you physically. Like
Oh, yeah.
maybe screw up your spine even, but definitely your head. Like, you're not supposed to have all that much bass response pumped through you like that. So, yeah, whatever. What's the most romantic thing you've ever done for your wife on, like on, I don't know, a holiday or a romantic holiday? Have you done anything like really remarkable? And first of all, your last name isn't Prince Charming. It doesn't
Okay,
need
no,
to
I
be
don't.
spoken out.
I am not a very rich person. I'm not a rich person. I'm not even very. I'm broke.
I don't
But
think this guy is rich either, which is kind of, that makes it even more romantic. Like, he spent his
now,
dough.
do you mean ever or just like with my current wife?
Yeah,
Because
ever really.
romantic is a, like you could do something that you think is romantic, and they'll go like, "Really, hot wax on my nipples? Fuck you," something like that.
That,
But
or
now
Kathy.
here's okay. Here is. Good morning, Queen. Good morning, Queen Elizabeth. The most trouble I've ever gone through for a wife was my first wife. And hang in there, guys. This story takes 3 months. Okay, no. Okay. Our let me see, Mother's Day. Right. Our anniversary was in April. Mother's Day was coming up in May. February is Valentine's Day. Okay, got it. Now, I wanted to do something nice for her for Mother's Day. And I decided that I was going to rent a limousine and take her to a show and dinner. That was the plan. And I started planning this in the December before Mother's Day because I was going to have to save up money. I didn't have that kind of money. So I started saving for it in December. And to make sure that she had the clothes and stuff for it, I started buying things in advance, like to say February. For Valentine's Day, I got her some, damn it, I can't remember, maybe shoes and stuff. I can't remember what it was I got it for Valentine's Day. But the important thing was April, our anniversary. It was our first anniversary, and the first anniversary is paper. And this is back when gift certificates were made of paper. I don't know if you remember when you got a gift certificate from the store. It was actually a piece of paper that said $25, $100. So I got like a
You sure it
$100.
wasn't a tablet with carved in it, like a
It
rock?
was like a piece of paper, and they had it was like carbon paper because the other part stayed in the book so that they could show that they actually gave you this gift certificate. So I got $100 gift certificate from her favorite clothing store. Okay, and I gave it to her for our anniversary. And she goes, "What's this for? I don't understand." A gift certificate for I think the store was called Fashion Bug. I think it was called Fashion Bug. And I go, "Well, yeah." And so now I had to explain to her why I got her a gift certificate. I said, "Our first anniversary, traditional gift is paper. The gift certificate is made of paper." She goes, "But why?" And then now I have to explain the gift to her. I said, "But why so much money?" Because $100, like 30 some odd years ago, was a lot of money for clothing. And so I said, "Because for Mother's Day, I need you to buy an outfit that's going to be really nice for Mother's Day. I'm taking you someplace really nice for Mother's Day." And that's all I want to tell her. And she goes, "Well, who's going to watch the kid?" I said, "Your mother's going to watch your daughter." Because my stepdaughter, your mother's going to watch. She goes like, "How do you know that I want?" And she starts arguing with me. You know. Meantime, the I'm talking to a friend of mine about what I want to do for Mother's Day, and he goes, "That sounds like a great idea. Mind if me and my wife join along?" Now I'm thinking, okay, this is great because now we have two people splitting the limousine. I say, great. And then he tells another friend, so now it's three couples. Okay, we're gonna need a bigger limousine, but okay, fine. We got three couples. So we're going to split the limousine three ways. Then a fourth guy says, "Me and my girlfriend want to do this also." And then he goes, "Can you guys float us?" So instead of splitting it four ways, he still wants to split three ways. He doesn't want to pay. So we said, "No, fuck you. No, you put up money like the rest of us."
I'm
The
I'm shocked Shocked. I'm not surprised that I shouldn't be shocked or even a little bit surprised that you pay attention to, well, it's paper, the first sheet of paper. Like that never occurred to me. Like, oh, paper, wood, whatever, diamond. Well, listen, I would never make it to diamond, but just knowing what the thing for that, who cares? I don't know. I never cared about that.
Well, we get the limousine shows up. First of all, okay, so now we take the women, we take our wives to breakfast, a Mother's Day breakfast out like far away from the house, but that's our meeting point. The three of us meet there. That way the limousine, that way we can surprise them all with the limousine at one time. So we're eating, the limousine shows up, and the limousine we ordered broke down. So the guy comes in to let us know
that would be me.
He said the limousine isn't the limousine you ordered broke down, and so the other two guys go out to check out the limousine, and I'm staying with the women, and they come back and they whisper in my ear. They go, "It's even bigger." I'm like, what? They're like, "It's got 4 axles." It's like it's the biggest. The only thing, I think the next size up has a pool. You seen the limousines that have like a pool in the back?
Yeah.
That's the next size up, because that's, so we had enough room for like another 5 or 6 couples in that thing. So we take the women out. When it's time for us to leave, there are a bunch of people posing next to the limousine like it's their car, and they're taking selfies next to the limousine like it's theirs. And like, first of all, your guy, you're posing with your guy next to a limousine that's not yours. Why? So that people can think this is your limousine. So we walk out and we walk toward the limousine, and our wives all like going like, "Get away from that car. We don't know who that's for." The chauffeur sees us and opens the door for us, and we say, "Ladies," and we do this, the little put the arms like this, and they're like, "Oh my God, oh my God!" Jimmy's wife and Tommy's wife, now I got to use names. Jimmy's wife and Tommy's wife are going, "Oh my God, this is for us. Oh my God, oh my God." And they're so excited, and they jump in the car. They race into the car. My wife, Marcia Martin Fenderson, okay, she goes, "This is way too much car. Why did you do this?" And she starts lecturing me outside the fucking car. And I'm like, get in. And she is like miserable the whole fucking time. I mean, the only time that she was like smiling in the limo, a tractor trailer was next to us at a stoplight, and the driver was checking out my wife's thighs. She was wearing a really short skirt, and he was like, he could see, like, because we had the top open, and he's checking out her thighs. And so Jimmy's wife says, that guy is checking out your legs. And so Tommy's wife says, "You ought to flash him your cooter." And so my wife goes and she pulls her skirts up and shows the guy the thing. And then the light turns green and we pull off. And the guy's like, fuck.
I'm very disappointed in everybody in this whole story. But went places I never wanted it to go. I forgot to do this morning. Rock and roll. Got to do that.
But my friends for years talked about how miserable my now ex-wife was the whole time. And she just bitched about everything.
Well, I'm not gonna try
to a nice show. We took him to and this is the limousine picked us up in Baltimore County, took us to a show in DC. We had the limousine all day, all fucking day. We had the limousine from like 11 in the morning to 11 at night. We went to DC for a show at the Kennedy Center, and then we came back to the Inner Harbor of Baltimore for a nice dinner at I think it's called, it may have been Phillips, but it was a really nice restaurant in the Inner Harbor. All that, and she just bitched and complained the whole fucking time. And years later, my friends talk about the remember when we did so-and-so and all your wife did was bitch? I'm like, yes, I remember. Man, what was up with her? I said, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't, you know. Yeah. So I thought it was romantic when I planned for it. And that's why when you said the most romantic thing, that was the thing I did that took the most effort, was the least appreciated.
Well, this guy's been married to the same woman. He's been with her since 10th grade in high school, and now they're. I don't want to. They're in their early 50s, I think, and still married. And he's taking her out to wine country for a romantic weekend in a really beautiful mansion and wine country and all the wineries out there, and then hiring a dude like me to come and give them a little 2-hour paint party in this place. It's just like, dude, that's an extraordinary. And then the guy's name. First of all, the fact that it said Matt on there, it's like, is this my wife setting me up? Is she going to be there? Like, is what? But and again, not saying his last name. His last name is literally Lovin' Roses or something like. It literally says Mr. Romance in his name. And Matt Prince Charming could have been. It's like, dude, you're not playing fair. You're not playing fair at all. Well, I hope no woman. I hope your wife is the only one who ever knows you're alive. She said, yeah, I've been proud of him since 10th grade. I was like, what, 10th grade? You know, we've been together since 10th grade. Holy crap. They went to each other's proms all, but here's a thing that really shocked the hell out of me. They went to different colleges and stayed together, hundreds of miles apart, different universities, and still managed to keep the relationship together. He'd go visit her on weekends and all.
They were probably each other's first sexual encounter. That's what that, and that's
probably only,
and that's probably why they stayed together, because the first means something, you know. And if it was both of their first time, it's like, yeah, it's super romanticized, you know.
Yeah.
Now I know that my current wife, the most romantic thing I think I did, came we'd been together. I think we've been dating for like 6 months to a year. I don't remember how long it was, but I decided I was going to propose, and I didn't tell her. While she was sleeping, I took one of her rings. She still wore a ring on her ring finger, and I took it off. I took it and I put it on to find out where it hit me, and I marked my finger so I would know what size to get, what size ring to get. I go to the jeweler, and I said, "This is where her ring fits me. I need you to size it." So they size it. I designed the rings myself. Her ring, her wedding band, my wedding band, her engagement ring, all match. They're matching set, and her earrings are also a matching set to our wedding bands. And the wedding bands all have 5 stones. The center stone is blue to match her eyes. And then it goes to, then there's either the stone on either side is a lighter blue, and then the stones at the very end are white, and it's in white gold. But it's all the same stone, just different variations. And I go through this, I pay for the rings, and they let me know they're ready to be picked up. I said, great. So now I'm ready to propose because the rings are ready. I want to pick them up and propose. But before I get to pick them up, my then wife, Carol says, she picks a fight with me. And she says, what are we doing here? We've been together for a year. What are we doing here? And I'm not getting any younger. You know, you got to shit or get off the pot. And I said, okay, I need you to come with me. She goes, why? Why am I coming with you? I said, I just need you to get in the car and come with me. She goes, why? Why am I getting in the car? I said, just come with me, okay? And so she gets in the car and we start driving. Now the jeweler is right next to a flower shop, and she sees the flower shop and she thinks I'm buying her flowers to shut her the fuck up. You know, it's like, no, I'm not buying. She goes, why are we going to the floor? So we're not going into the floor. So I take her into the jewelry store, and all the women there say, Glenn, and they all start waving. And so she goes, why do these women all know who you are? So I take her to the back. The woman who's working with the stuff comes out, and she goes, hey, Glenn, how you doing? I said, hi. I said, I want you to meet Carol, I said, could you do me a favor, go in the back and get my stuff? And so she goes out, she gets the rings and the jewelry and the matching earrings and stuff. And I said, now Carol can try it on. And so Carol tries on the engagement rings and the wedding bands, and everything fits perfectly. And she goes, oh my God, when did you start planning this? When did you? I said, I planned this like 4 months ago because I designed the jewelry myself. They made it for me. They ordered the stones. You know, we had to have stones that were not from South Africa because we didn't want any blood money involved. No, I didn't want any bloodstones. So I actually had to get the stones from someplace other than Africa so that they were morally or ethically harvested or whatever they do to stones. Mined. Ethically mined.
What a weird dude you are. I'm sorry. You're a weird dude.
Yeah, so so that was the most romantic thing I think I did for her. But the one thing that she talks about is the time that we had sex on the balcony at a hotel. That's what she talks about.
That's romantic, or is that just dirty? That's kinky. That's wild.
Look, like I said, one person's romance is another person's whatever it is.
Did you say that? Where was I? Did I check out during that point? I don't think you heard that one man romance is another man's whatever it is.
That's right. So,
right.
But that's what she talks about. Like sometimes we'll get, have a few drinks. She go, remember the time that we were on the balcony and we were like, I remember I was there. Yeah.
Mile High Club or something. It
was more like 10th floor club.
Yeah.
10th or 12th floor club.
Yeah.
It was at there's a real fancy hotel in Florida. I think it's called the Caesar something. Apparently Ricky Ricardo was it's a pink hotel. It's
Ricky
huge.
Ricardo is not real, by the way, just in case anybody
was Desi Arnaz. I don't know, but it's a pink hotel. It's a huge pink hotel in Florida.
Pink Flamingo.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right because it sounds like huge pink, not oink. That's not huge pink hotel, resort hotel.
Yeah, Pink Flamingo.
I'm going to say Venice, but it's not Venice. It's near. I'm going to say Florida. I'm going to say Florida. It'll probably come up with a bunch of them, and then I can
It's a chain. It's like a Howard Johnson. The Pink
Flamingo. But it wasn't a chain before. It used to be. There it is. The Don Cesar. The Don Cesar.
Never heard of it.
Yes, it's at St. Pete Beach, Florida, known as the Pink Palace. Yes, that's where we were.
All right. Oh, is that the end of the story?
Yeah, I just know what the name of the hotel was.
No. I've never been any. Listen, I've written a wedding song. You know, nothing counts as being romantic with me. It's like you could try big things, little things. There was a girl, my girlfriend I was with, and we were going to spend our first Christmas together. And she loved horses. And I bought her a horse. I bought her a horse, a 1-year-old horse that was, it was boarded out in Eastern Suffolk County. We were together in Western Nassau County. And I couldn't bring the horse home for Christmas. So I got her a card with a picture of the horse in it. She opens it up. She goes, what is this? I said, I got you a horse. It cost me $4,200 for this horse and a monthly boarding fee of like $400. This is going all out, right? She just takes the picture and throws it like I didn't get her anything. What?
Oh. Now my question is, what happened to the horse?
Well, after we broke up, I had to sell the horse. I ended up losing money on the fucking horse. But I got another. First, again, $4,200 plus $400 a month for eternity for boarding the fucking thing. It was like she just takes it and throws it. Like, she said she loved horses. She always wanted a horse ever since she was a little girl. Get her a horse. All you got me was a picture. No, that's a fucking horse. I just couldn't bring him home and put him under the tree. So things like that. I never got credit, and I don't know what to do to be romantic at this point. And then listen, at this point, nobody cares. I'm ready to fucking lay down anyway. This guy, Matt, Matt Prince Charming. A man among men, an inspiration. And I mean that sincerely. And his wife should be very happy that, even though when they were saying there was a crime scene in front of this place, I was like, was this guy setting me up? Was it like, is this a hostage situation? I was supposed to be one of the hostage. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, what the hell? What are the odds of all that? Because it's a party they never book one day in advance, never for 2 people. I mean, the minimum I've ever done is like 17 or 18 people. Never for 2 people. The day before, you're going out there and it's everything that could possibly go wrong, and they're arguing about payment and all this stuff. And then get there and you can't go there today. There's a crime scene right in front of the place you're going to. It's like, really? Something is not adding up here. But the odds, you talk about, can you calculate those odds? Can you?
Well, you're talking about the lady with the horse, the girlfriend with the horse.
Yeah.
When Carol and I got engaged, her friends in Maine threw her an engagement party, so we had to go to Maine. Well, we didn't have to go to Maine. We were in Maine anyway. Well, we were down here in Maryland, and we were visiting Maine, and so they decided that while she was visiting, they wanted to throw her an engagement party. So they have this place. I can't remember the name of the place. She remembers the name of the place. But I don't remember it. It's a little like nightclub or something. It's all her, Well, no, we have a section. We have a section for our engagement party, and there's a live band playing. Right? Or was it? No, I'm sorry. It wasn't a live band. It was a disc jockey. Yeah, a DJ. And we didn't have to pay for our drinks. Yeah. And when I have to pay for drinks and come out of my pocket for money, I am not a heavy drinker. Okay. When I'm paying for my drinks, I'm like a 1 or 2 drink guy.
So
and
that
I will
9%, that 9% comes out, or 8%, whatever it is.
Oh yeah, that's right. That 9% comes out quick, fast, and in a hurry. So I didn't have to pay for my drinks that night. And Carol didn't either, I don't think. Or maybe, but anyway, I don't know. She couldn't have to pay for it because she had way too much to drink. Now the bartender, my drink that night was screwdrivers. That's what I was drinking, screwdrivers. So the first screwdriver was like perfect. Perfect blend of orange juice and vodka. My second one, little strong on the vodka, little less orange juice. My fourth screwdriver, I will swear to this day that all they had was vodka and an orange pit in there. That's it. That's how fucking strong it was. There was hardly any color for orange juice. I don't know if he ran out of orange juice and he just like squeezed and a seed fell in. But the only thing in that glass was a couple of rocks, ice cubes, and an orange seed, and a just slight hint of orange. I took one sip and said, I can't drink this. I'm not going to drink it. Now, my wife, Carol, at that point was like 4. What's this saying? 2 sheets into the wind. 2 sheets in the wind.
Yeah. Something with sheets in the wind.
It's a sailing thing. And she had 4 or 5 sheets. She was really fucked up. And so I said, I'm not drinking this. And she goes, I'll drink it. And she downed that thing like it was water. Now, the thing that Carol used to always, she kept saying to her girlfriends, he used to be a stripper and he's never given me a lap dance. He was a stripper and he's never given me a lap dance. He's been a stripper and he's never given me a lap dance. So in front of all of her friends, I give her a lap dance.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I give her a lap dance.
I'm out.
But she was so drunk that the next day she didn't remember the lap dance. Okay, and so she kept saying, "You've never given me a lap dance." I said, "I gave you a lap dance. You just don't remember it because you were so drunk." And then also that night she was so drunk she got belligerent with me, and that's how her sister knew that I was the right man for her. She goes, "Yeah."
Let me stop you here. the fact that this means that there is a possibility she's had plenty of lap dances in her life. She's been drunk every one of them, that drunk.
Well, but she's never had one from me, and that was her point. Her point was that she's never had one from me because she had never dated a guy who was a stripper before. I was the first guy she's ever dated who used to be a stripper, so she expected like carte blanche dancing materials, like whatever. So I gave her a lap dance, and so later on we're leaving. The party is over, and we're leaving, and this other couple invites us to another party or something, and we're like, no, we're going home. And so Carol goes, I'll go, and I said, honey, the rest of us are going home. She says, that's okay, I'll be fine. I said, we're driving, you drove with us. And she goes, it's all right, I can walk home. And she was like she was telling me to shush. She was going, and every time I tried to talk, she'd take her finger and put it over my mouth like this and go, shh. Kept doing that to me when I was trying to talk her into not going to the party. She's like, shh. And so her sister says, that was the moment I knew that you were the right man for her, because you didn't lose your patience, you didn't lose your temper, even though she shushed you in front of like everybody in front of the club. She shushed you and you remained calm. And you just talked calm. You talked nicely to her. You didn't raise your voice, and you got her into the car. That's how I knew that you were going to take care of her.
I never shushed a woman in my life, and I've been with women who were embarrassingly drunk where I wish they would shut the fuck up. But I've never gone that far. Reuters news. I just want to bring up really quickly. Reuters. Russia has. What is
Go ahead.
The most romantic thing I've ever done.
Brandon. This is from Brandon.
Yeah, was make a dildo for my teacher in ceramics class. Making a toy for your teacher in ceramics class is like smoking weed with an officer. Either you just found your new best friend or you're going to jail, especially if it's a guy.
It's like he doesn't say the teacher, male or female.
Wow. Yeah. Well, good for you. You know what? That's an interesting ceramic. I don't know. Dildos made of ceramics. Well, I guess because the plastics are toxic, right? We used to have a sponsor, Tiffany Yeltsin. She was, I forget the name of a company now. They were a sponsor for the first year of the program. Non-toxic dildos, because I don't know if you know this about dildos. I don't know if you know this about dildos, but most of them are made with cancer-causing plastic stuff.
Right.
All hers were certified non-toxic. I haven't talked to her in a while. Oh, so it wasn't her. She might identify differently. Okay. Reuters news. Russia has successfully tested a nuclear-powered cruise missile. I don't know how you pronounce that. A weapon Moscow says can evade any defense system. So maybe there's a whole bunch of things to be optimistic about. Maybe the rock that is due day after tomorrow will end the world. Maybe the Russians will just end it for me. Maybe today, or maybe for Halloween.
The fact that they say that these cruise missiles can evade any defense system.
Yeah.
And you don't know what defense systems everybody has. Okay, because those kinds of things, defense systems. No, some things are kept under wraps. Like they may know an Iron Dome exists, but they don't know everything it can do. Well, I'm just saying they don't know. I think so. They're being presumptive. So the only way they know that these missiles cannot be detected is if these missiles are imaginary.
I don't know. It's showing the test of them. There's a video of it showing a test of them. Like, but what does that mean? It could be AI too, right? You never know what to believe with anymore.
Right. I mean, the closest thing would be these are guided missiles that fly like 500 feet above the ground.
Yeah.
Because the radar doesn't track that kind of traffic generally, but satellites will track it.
So, speaking of AI,
mm-hmm.
I'm coming back to yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, Saturday.
Yesterday was Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday with the couple at the paint party out in the Hamptons. They had a robot. And I asked them, like, this robot, It was unbelievable.
Now you don't mean Roomba. You don't mean like a robot Roomba.
No, I mean a fucking robot that will go get you a drink or
Okay. All right.
go clean your paintbrush for you or pull up a screen and play Fleetwood Mac. It was doing everything, running around the room like. And I asked them, like, if they're both said they were terrified of AI, but you got this fucking robot that is just completely running on. You're just talking to it and telling it what to do.
Yeah, that's AI.
Yeah, completely. And I have to say, the robot was pretty cool. I mean, I understand the fears and all that stuff, and like this thing, what had kind of a way too futuristic aspect to it. Like someday this thing's going to be in charge, and now I'm going to be the slave of this thing.
Can it do stairs? Because if it can't do stairs, all you got to do is go upstairs or downstairs, and you'll be safe.
It could do stairs.
Okay.
This thing, it's if you know the old mansions on the North Fork, they're all full of stairs, and this thing it went up to get a pitcher of water up the stairs and bring it back down. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Now, were the legs? Was it a biped or was it on like a
biped.
Okay.
Well, it was a biped, but there were wheels underneath the biped. So if it was on a flat surface, it would just.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. If it was a biped, if it, yeah. So if it did stairs, I mean, it could do stairs if it wasn't a biped. It had to have like the tractor, like a tank,
right?
You know?
So it wasn't their robot. The robot is part of the B to B and B. What do you call it? B2B, B and B,
B&B. Yeah. But, or it'll be abbreviated with the 3 letters BNB. Those 3 letters.
Yeah. I don't know because they'd been out there before. Like, if you're terrified of AI, why you come to a place where you know you have this fucking? Because I would be a little bit nervous about sleeping in the same fucking house with a robot that could go anywhere, do anything. You know, how do you know it's not fucking making an robot's OnlyFans page for you? I don't know. It was
well, yeah. I don't like I said. I don't. That's why. Look, I do not have Siri in my house. I will not have Alexis in my house. I will not have.
Not you.
I'm sorry. I won't have certain devices I will not have in my house. You know, but the television, our televisions you can talk to, but I won't activate that feature. I do not want it to hear. And they'll say, "Do you want us to act?" You know, like I'll do something that says, "Activate your microphone," and you can just say, "No, I'm not activating the microphone. No, I'll use the remote control. I'm not that fucking lazy. I can still use the remote control."
Have you heard anything about The Rock? The Rock that's coming? I mean, anything new?
No, because I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care.
What if you were you had something to do on the 30th and The Rock is coming on the 29th? And
I have something to do on the 30th. You know,
what do you have to do?
Oh no, it got moved to tomorrow. It got moved. I have a dental appointment that was on the 30th, but it's got moved to Tuesday.
JT Habishat will be here on the 30th. That's Thursday, right? If I have it correct. Yeah. Looking forward to talking to JT. You know, the Altercation Comedy Festival. I'm looking through all these names. Maybe I should look this up because all his names on generally a lot of. Let me see. Generally, a lot of years on the Altercation thing. This is the 10th year of it. There have been some impressive names. I was going through it the other day, and I was like, "Am I out of touch? Why don't I know all these people?" Altercation Comedy. Yeah, I'm going to see some of these names and see people. On Wednesday, November 5th, fast rising comedy stars Ryan Anthony Rogers, know him? Alfred Kunua,
nope.
Nathan Hart,
nope.
Nina Dicker. If I were her, I would probably change my last name.
Nope.
Sarah Spear.
Nope.
James Tanford, don't know them.
No, but I probably have to see faces also because I doubt that I know them because I have a fairly decent memory about some things.
All right. 9:30 p.m. Neil Hamburger, I know him. Featuring Chad Opitz, I know him. Dana Ehrman, don't know. Mike Fellows, English Matt Donovan. Then at 11:30, jaw-droppingly unhinged found footage montage insanity. Righteous Hero. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, none of those people mean anything to me. As a matter of fact, the festival itself, I only heard of because of you. I think.
Thursday, November 6th, Mo Alexander. I know the name Mo Alexander and Pals.
Nope.
I know the name Mo Alexander, but I've never seen him or don't know what he
No.
does. Elena Fisher,
Nope.
Chris Sear,
Nope.
Compton Smith, Seth Allen, Ben Frank. Ben Frank has been on this program. He was the winner of what is that? American Comedy Awards, whatever it was, the World Series of Comedy. That's what it was.
Okay.
Then 9:30 p.m. Ben Roy and Pals, featuring Bernard Bell, Nick Fierro, Sabrina Douglas, Liana Blanda, Derek Phelps. I don't know any of those people. And then 11:30 p.m. Monster Movie Mockery, secret stash screening of Kingly Classic, Real Monsters prizes, live screen heckling from J.T. Habersat, English Matt, and Kristen Lacey.
So what they're doing there is like they're ripping off the Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Kind of seems like that, right? That's
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
reminded me of in the description. So
Yeah.
I don't know any of those people. I think Bailey Pope will be there. She's been on this program as well. But generally, like they'll have some, maybe there's some top secret stuff like Derek Sheen or Doug Stanhope or Mishka Shabali. Well, none of these people I know seem to be there this year, and it's kind of it's shocking to me. Like, because it's generally a fun festival. Everybody writes back about what a great time it was and all. It's not like doesn't get the write-ups that Legion of Skanks does, but it's part of the Austin thing for 10 years. This predates Rogan moving to Austin and and Tony Hinchcliffe and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, JT will be here to explain himself on Thursday.
Okay.
Elizabeth Croydon and I don't want to screw the guy's name up. Bob Kitson. You know Bob Kitson? Are you familiar?
I don't think so. But I saw like she had posted something, and initially I misread it. I misunderstood, but I took me a while to figure it out.
What you say something like GD sucks? Because that that's not too hard to understand. GD sucks. I know that one.
No, I got that part. It said she was appearing with, or she was with. So I thought that she was going to be on his show.
No, she's bringing him on this show. She booked the time and she's bringing him on this show. I have to get back to him today and explain to him exactly how to use StreamYard. It's not that difficult, right? You just click the link.
Put your whistles together, put your lips together and blow, right? Isn't that how you do StreamYard?
No, you're thinking of whistle. It's close.
Oh, okay.
Whistle and StreamYard are close. So
when you were a kid and she made that line, you know how to whistle, don't you? Just put your lips together and blow. Were you like, did you replay that in your mind over and over? Because I thought Lauren Bacall was so sexy, especially with her voice.
She was extremely gorgeous when she was a young. I mean, it's funny how she'd be. Not all. Some gorgeous women maintain their gorgeousality. As I made that word up. Until even and they take their elegance into old age, and they're just still beautiful no matter how old they get. Lauren Bacall went from the smoking hot, sexy, gorgeous thing to, hey, is it Halloween already? Who invited the witch? I'm sorry, Lauren. I take that back. You were always beautiful. But no, it's way too. I couldn't relate to that. It was on black and white. I'm not a kid of the black and white generation. Am I?
I know I had a huge crush on Rita Hayworth.
Really? What is wrong with you?
The redhead, right? The redhead.
Yeah, I know who Rita Hayworth. But these are your grandfather's generation. This is
well, and the thing is, the weirdest thing is that it like I said, she was just like another actress to me. Just like no big deal. And then I saw this one movie she did, and it was like a slow motion flicker she did with her hair.
No. You saw her in Shawshank Redemption.
Is that it? She was in Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah, where they're in the movie theater watching the old movies, and then when she does that, the whole theater erupts. Like they show that on screen where she does the The hair flickering.
Oh no, I saw this before Shawshank was out, but I don't know how long but I saw this when I was like, maybe 9 or 10, because I'm pretty sure my father was just dead by then.
Wow.
But I was still living in Baltimore, and I saw that hair flicker, and I was like, holy God. And I was like, that was it. I was done.
Wow. 10 years old. Gosh.
Yeah.
I can't. It took me till now to be able to figure out that, black and white had, it was of value. Anything in I shouldn't say that. Casablanca, I always liked that movie. And there were a couple of black, and of course the Marx Brothers movies, but for the most part, I saw something in black and white as a kid. Like, nah, this ain't for me. I need color, man. You hung up on a clown from the 40s, man. Anyway.
No, I had a huge crush on her.
Are you going to Ron's thing tonight? Ron's
Yes.
How
Well, you mean to pick you up some chicken wings while I'm there?
No. I have plenty of chicken wings. Believe me, I have more chicken wings than I can count. No. So how far a drive is that for you?
An hour and 15 to 90 minutes.
Damn, that's fucking dedication.
Well, there's nothing. Okay, I let me take that back. The closest open mic to me is about 40 minutes away. But I won't do that open mic. The part of it is because the comedians are just fucking rude. They're loud as shit, and they expect you to be quiet for them. So fuck them. And then there's another one that's a little bit that's closer to that's further than that, but closer than Harrisburg. And the comedians are the same. Well, there was one comedian in particular that was like such a dick, and they had like a clique, and half the clique there was just fucking rude. They were only rude to two people, myself and a friend of mine named Dave Yakeley.
Oh.
They were only rude to us. Everybody else. And it just so happens that Dave Yakeley and I were the two oldest comedians at that open mic. So I don't know if it was fucking ageism, but also we've been doing it for a while. So we also were kind of good at what we did, but they were and they were using my equipment. It was my PA system. You're not going to disrespect me and use my equipment.
That I would just unplug the motherfucker.
Yeah. So, and that was what I was getting close to doing it, because it was a continual thing. They did it. Like I said, it was every other week open mic. So it's like every first and third Monday or something like that. Or wow. Every first and third Monday that was when the open mic was. And so I'd had 2 weeks to cool down by the time I went to do it again, and they'd do it again. And I'm like, so I just stopped. I said, I'm not going to do it anymore. I said, I'm not going to sit there and be disrespected, and you're going to use my equipment and steal some of my jokes.
Oh,
no,
this is just pushing.
I'm just not. Yeah, it's not worth it for me. So I stopped.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody would get too far into dissing me on my own PA system. They would get shut down pretty quickly.
Yeah, I was trying to not be petty, because
I don't think that's petty.
See, that's just it. It took me a while to realize I'm not being petty, but it took me. But for the longest time, I said I'm not going to be petty. I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going to be that guy just because you're using my equipment, blah. But after a while, I was like, no, it's not petty.
Yeah,
fuck it.
It totally is. It's like, you want to diss me? Go get your own equipment and diss me with it.
I don't care. No, people diss me all the time. I don't care if you diss me, but nobody's going to diss me on my own equipment.
Right. I don't want my equipment hearing it.
Right.
I don't want and then on the way home, I'm going to have to argue with the PA system.
Yeah. Why'd you put me through that? Why you put me in the middle of this?
Speaking of my PA systems, I'm selling everything I own. I'm not. No, that's a lot of my musical equipment, and I listed this one thing last night. This Charvel. That's a ebony neck. That's not a rosewood neck. That's ebony, like the black keys on the piano.
Yeah,
really buttery action on it. I mean, you've never played a guitar. It's a Charvel Strat copy. Somebody just asked me, well, what model is it? Like, It's a fucking Strat copy. It's a customized Strat copy. Seymour Duncan pickup. It's the best guitar I've ever played, and I played a lot of guitars. The problem is, you see that Floyd Rose bridge. I can't. I'm changing strings on it is a fucking nightmare. With the
is this the one you was talking about the other day when you're saying you couldn't?
Yeah, it's a one string now. I took all the strings off, and then I was going to change the strings. I put one string on it, and I couldn't tighten the Allen key on the bridge, and I just said, "Fuck it, I'm just leaving it like that." And so I put it up for sale. I'm getting thousands of fucking responses to it, like constantly. People want to come and get it. Where are you? Well, I drive it to fucking Connecticut. Yeah, for an extra $1,000. Yeah. But it's a great guitar. I can't. The only reason I'm selling it, and it's going to break my heart, is I can't fucking change this. I got to bring it to a luthier every time I want to put a new set of strings on it. Because I'm a fucking spaz.
What does religion have to do with it? Why you got to take it to a Lutheran? What, a Methodist can't do it, or Presbyterian? It has to be a Lutheran.
That's correct. So I just got a message. Just speaking of Lutherans, a luthier, a guy who has the same last name as a world-class luthier, a guy who made guitars for Hendrix, and he played at Ronald Reagan's inauguration. This is how old this guy was, but a world-class guitar luthier, very famous within the rock world. I think his son just asked. I got it listed at only $450, and this guitar, I traded a 1928 Martin D28 for D25 for it, which was worth probably at the time I traded it for probably $4,000. This is how much I love this guitar. So letting it go for $450 is going to break my heart. Really, it's new. I think it probably sells for $1,100 or something, but it was customized. That Seymour Duncan pickups are not part of it. I don't think the Floyd Rose bridge, which some people see as a positive, to me it's a fucking burden. But I'm selling everything, electronic drums and all this stuff. I'm just being an acoustic guitar guy. I've kind of given up the fact that I'm never going to play in a band again.
If I had not overextended my finances recently, it's going to take me a while to build it back up. I would take the digital, because you told me the digital drum set folds up.
Yes, the drum set.
And I would take that off your hand in a heartbeat, because I really want a digital drum set.
I posted the drum set last night and got a lot of responses on it. Like, everybody wants me to go like New York City and deliver it. Like, no,
I'd come get it.
I told one guy I would near the Queens border. No, that's not good enough. Well, you know what? Whatever.
No, I'd come get it. What is this?
What Dear GD.
Yeah.
It's a Dear GD letter from your wife.
It's notes. It's comedy notes.
Oh.
But I'm trying to figure out why.
I've heard of music notes. I never heard of comedy notes before.
Okay. Oh. I know why it makes sense now. It didn't make sense because this is notes from these are notes from 4 different things.
Wow.
And so that's why they didn't all tie together.
All right.
And there's more comedy notes on the back. It must be important because I didn't throw it away. It was stuck up there with my things to do list.
What are you things to do?
Well, one thing I wanted to research electric sitars. But I don't think
sitars.
An electric sitar. Now the thing is, I don't want one because it's not what I thought. I thought it was like a regular sitar with the movable frets. It's just a regular guitar. It looks like a regular guitar, but it has like 10 strings or something on it. And I guess it has the sound of a sitar. It has the sound of a sitar, but it doesn't have the movable frets. So to me, it's not a sitar.
I'm going to look for a video of me playing a sitar. I think I have one. It's going to be way back before I find this thing. But why would you want an electric sitar? What's the...
No, only because like I said, I like sitars, and I just thought it was somebody else's. I heard that someone that used an electric sitar on an album, and I said, "Huh." Now I just wanted to see what one looked like, and I started researching it.
Did you ever play a pedal steel or a lap steel?
Yeah,
You have?
yeah. It
Uh,
wasn't mine. It actually the drummer of the band that was playing it had rented it.
rented.
Yeah, because he would rent. I think he got. Oh, I know. He was a drummer. He might have got a college scholarship for drums, which I didn't even know you could do that. But he was actually he was like a senior in high school, and he got to rent or borrow like a different instrument from school for a week.
Sounds like a Buddy Holly thing. Buddy Holly asked one of the guys to go to high school and get a glockenspiel for, I forget what song that was. Here you go.
Congratulations, Slap.
All right, enough of that.
I just like how you can just keep your head still the whole time you're doing it,
and the same smile. I don't.
Yeah, that takes serious focus.
That was kid, a local father his son was playing the tablas in there. They got this guy who was actually playing the sitar there that I pasted my head on. He's like some big shot in India, like the guy, like, you know, whatever, the John McLaughlin of sitars or something. And they brought him to this country to put on a concert and asked me to go tape it because the kid was 11 years old and playing tablas. And the father spent the entire time trying to explain to me Indian music, like this is a measure of 11 and a measure of 17. Like a measure of 17, what? Who the fuck counts as 17? Oh, well, you gotta get into the rhythm of it. And he's trying to. I'm like, no, man, there is no way. First of all, it took me years to feel 4/4 and 2/4. You're not gonna fucking teach me 17/8 at this point in my life. Like, I don't get it. And whoa, and 1, 2, and he's hitting me in the leg trying to count it out for me. I was like, I don't feel it. It's just all.
He's hitting your leg. You don't feel it.
Oh, I felt the hitting me in the leg, but I couldn't feel the beat. Like, where it just sounds like a fucking mosquito in your ear the whole time. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put down your culture's music, but
I'm fine. Look, I'm fine.
Not your culture's music, his culture's music.
Oh, I think because I am I am. What? Where is it? There it is. The problem is I'm trying to do it in the mirror. There we go.
Slaptail did his first 20-minute set this weekend. You know, I'm surprised. I would have thought he'd done 20-minute sets a lot. Went very well. His audience was clearly deranged. I'm surprised by that. Like, 20 minutes is. You started out doing 2.5 hours. Your first week in comedy, right? You did
no, my first week in comedy, I did an 8-minute set.
Oh,
and then
the second week you did 2.5 hours.
The second and third weeks I was doing 12 to 15-minute sets.
Wow. And how long were you in it? Because the 2-hour plus special, My Parents Met Well. How long was that? How long had you been doing it at that point?
Actually, the first time I did it, that set, I probably did it. The first time I did a 90-minute set was.
It's not 90 minutes. It's 2 hours and 8 minutes.
Well, it was a 90-minute set when I rehearsed it, and I was 18 months into. I was 18 months into comedy.
Oh, I thought it was like right away. Like
no, because it took me time to write it. I was writing it like I didn't just start off comedy and say I got a 90-minute set. No, I started off. As soon as after I did my first set and it went relatively well, I went home and I said and my wife was like really excited by it, and I said, she said, so what do you think? You think you're gonna keep doing comedy? I went, yeah, I'm gonna write a 90-minute set. She's like, okay, because like I said, neither one of us knew a fucking thing about comedy.
Slaptail says he's only been doing stand-up 2.5 years. 2.5. I think 20. Yeah, I'm not judging. I'm not bad love. Thank God. There was only room for one bad love on this planet, and I'm thinking of moving to another planet simply because of that. No, I'm not judging. I just I thought just judging on your articulation, I would have assumed that you had done far longer sets, because most guys, I don't know if you know this about most guys, but most of the people who've only been doing it a short while, they can't speak a full sentence. A lot of that can't speak a full sentence. Is somebody here? Hello? But I think somebody's in my house, and somebody shouldn't be in my house.
It's funny. One of the things I used to tell, I say to young comedians, because they will have been doing 5 or 7 minute sets and said, well, I'm ready to do 15 or 20 or 30 like that. And I said, do you have the legs for it? What do you mean? I said, look, I've watched you. I'm not saying I'm not saying like the gams, like you got to put on a short skirt. I mean like the energy, because I've watched some of these guys, and after they start off strong doing a 5 minute set, but by 7 minutes they're leaning on the mic stand, they're leaning against the wall. I said, you can't do that. You have to whatever you have to have the energy, even if you have the material. I mean, I had 6 months in, I had 30 minutes worth of material, but I didn't have the legs for it because I'd only done like up to 15 minutes. And after like 15 minutes, my legs and I was getting tired, being up there that long. So,
I love Sam Talent. I know you hate him with a passion.
I don't know who he is. I mean, I know
that's what I mean. I know that's why you hate him.
So I don't hate him. I just don't know. I don't know the material. I know the name.
If you didn't hate him, you'd know him.
No,
you just hate him.
No.
Anyway, I'm just fucking with you.
I know you. I know you're fucking with me. I just want, but not everybody knows that you're fucking with me.
Oh,
no, you're fucking. But people are like,
I
why
thought
does he hate Sam
isn't that
Talent?
in the disclaimer? The opinions expressed on this, bro, on and Matt's fucking with GD. That's not in the disclaimer. I thought it was in the disclaimer. We'll have to put that in the disclaimer.
Well, it's an asterisk. So people don't know what the asterisk stands for.
One of the things I love about Sam is I've seen him many times, and I know that some of the stuff he's doing is not planned material. Like I've seen him at clubs where he's reacting to. He does like 5 minutes on the artwork that's in the club and stuff. Like, and I know he didn't like do a survey of the stage before he got there. He's writing stuff on the fly on stage. I think that's brave, but it's also I've never seen him disappoint. He does it very well to where it feels like a well-written bit, and it's it's coming improv. This is in the moment, just being funny. Not a lot of comedians, I think, have the confidence in themselves just to be funny without pre-written material and go up there and just say, I'm just going to go up there and be funny.
And some comedians have too much confidence and not enough skill.
Yes.
Because I've watched young comedians do stuff like that. Like we'll be in a club and they'll look at the artwork and they'll go, there's one club that has like these caricatures of different comedians all over the walls, and they'll look at Laurel and Hardy and not know who they are and go like, and who are these guys? And they'll try, they'll be looking at people classic, like Phyllis Diller, and they'll go like, and what's wrong with her face? And they're just saying stuff it's not funny. It's just it's almost like I left my homework at home, so I'm just gonna keep talking until the teacher says I get a C or something like that.
Hello. Somebody's in my house, man. I could be getting robbed at this moment. It's disturbing. Anyway, I think you're right. There are people who, because their friends tell them they're just funny all the time. They think they can be just funny in front of strangers all the time.
Right.
I don't know. I think how many people actually do what Sam does, because I know him, and so I know that some of this stuff is not prepared material. I don't know a lot of comedians where I can spot that, though. It's not because I don't know a lot of them personally to know that, oh, this is not, he's going off script here and just threw the teleprompter out. He'll come back to the set, but he's just winging it right now and still being very funny.
I noticed about myself that when I was this is early, I could tell the difference. Well, of course I can tell the difference, but it was an obvious difference when I was riffing and when I was doing my material, because there was a pacing difference. When I was doing my scripted material, I was a little bit more slower and a little bit more thoughtful, because I know that sometimes I say things that people need to pay attention to, otherwise they're going to miss it, and then they'll miss the actual what's supposed to be funny about it. But when I start riffing, I riff at I talk almost twice as fast as I do during a regular set. And so I had to learn to improvise at the same tempo that I do my regular material, so that people couldn't tell the difference.
Wow.
You know, same things like I used to, if I couldn't remember the next thing, I would do this. I had this tell. I would touch my forehead, and I had this tell. And I went, oh, shit. And so I decided that I was just going to touch my forehead every couple of minutes regardless. That way you can't tell when I'm thinking about new material.
You know what they call that? I'm learning these things. Baseline. That's a baseline to judge your body language, because I'm on behavioral arts YouTube now, and I'm watching this guy, and he's talking, without baseline behaviors, you can't judge. We have nothing to judge anything against. So there are no, oh, well, a nod this way means that, or a nod. You have to first establish baselines of a person's actual normal responses and all that stuff.
Right, and that's what I used to do. That's why I used to video record all of my open mics, so I could watch my mannerisms. And then I could say, okay, when I get nervous, I do this. I'm going to have to stop doing that. Or when I work. So I will work on certain mannerisms. And if there's some mannerisms that I just couldn't, like I couldn't not do them under those circumstances. So I would just do it more often so that nobody could tell the difference. And that's just something I learned from Jim Brown when he played football. When Jim Brown played football, he says that he always walked, when he got tackled, he always walked with a limp. He said that way they never know when they actually hurt me. So he always got up and limped.
So just to be clear, you learned that from Jim Brown talking about when he played football.
No, we used to play football.
Well, you were like 4 years old when he retired, I think.
Yes, I was a prodigy. I was a football prodigy.
My gym teacher in my
Jim Brown
was Jim Brown's roommate at Syracuse University.
Okay.
And he was a tough guy. I mean, not a friendly gym teacher at all. He would beat the shit out of you. Like in those days, gym teachers were allowed to beat kids up. I don't know, but he was not but he would brag about, because he was a blocker, a fullback, and would block for Jim Brown. And just brag about that all the fucking time. And if you didn't know who Jim Brown was, you would get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
I can tell you are doing prepared material versus improvised GD. Okay. You want to expand upon that thought or not? You don't have to.
Yeah. People say, because one of them isn't funny and the other one is really not funny.
Right. Yeah.
One is not funny and the other's pathetic.
So I want to get Spidey on. If you don't know, Spidey is a behavioral arts guy. He's a guy from. Who's up there? Hello.
You gonna go check it out? I'll
Yeah, I'm gonna go check this out.
Okay. Now that I have the floor to myself, and I don't know why I sent them away so soon. I shouldn't have sent them away so soon because I didn't have anything prepared. I don't know what to talk about to you peoples. So this is what I'm going to do. October 13th, right? Let me look at this. Is this material I'm going to? Okay.
All right. It turns out it's my wife. She's allowed in the house.
Oh, okay. I just pulled up something I was going to go through.
All right.
So I just deleted it. Not deleted it, but just took it down.
I'm confused. It's because I thought she was off on Mondays. Then when I got up this morning, she was gone. I was like, why? She must have went to work. I don't know. Something. And now she's here. So now I'm still confused. So it's not trouble. Nobody's robbing my house. Unfortunately, that would be a good thing. Come rob the house and come in and kill me. And that would be fun. What do I got? That's
our governor's people are leaving now because they're going to. That's 10 minutes early. Why are you leaving now? It's 10 minutes early.
He doesn't
Not only that, but Tony doesn't even start on time. Well, it's not like it, okay. His program starts at 11, but he has like a 7-minute introduction video or something.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Why? Yeah. That long.
So it doesn't. You don't miss anything for 7 minutes.
Why is Russ White asking hair day? That means for my wife or for me or what? Because I'm wearing the hat? I don't know what that means. And why is Y capitalized? Hair DA capital Y. I don't know. Yeah. Does Tony have guests today? You don't know. You don't follow Tony.
I don't know. Because now my after I'm done here, I have other stuff that I have to do.
He's a Texas Ranger, isn't he? Tony Walker.
Yeah. And yeah, he is. But
all right, yeah, I was planning on ending this early today because I don't know if you know this about today, but we have no guests, and tomorrow we have no guests. But I do want to get. I've been reaching out to Spidey. Spidey is this behavioral arts guy. He's a body language expert and a mentalist, and he's from like Ottawa, I think Ottawa, Canada. There's a country up that way. Canada, something like that. Anyway, I had, I used to follow mentalism pretty closely and knew all the people that were in that. Not so much anymore. Apparently, he's doing very well in that thing. But the body language stuff he's been doing is interesting to me because he's kind of going New York, USA politics, and a lot of people who are in the spotlight with politics and just calling out their little quirks and lies and all this kind of stuff. He seems to think, and this is where I got a problem with his expert analysis, that Erica Kirk is completely authentic and real. And it's like, I don't get that vibe from her. I don't feel any of that stuff. And it's going by her baseline stuff, and this is where so all the things that we are perceiving as phony, she does all the time. It's like part of her natural.
Here's the problem with that, because you only get baseline stuff when people do not know they're being observed. So if he's watching speeches and stuff like that, she knows she's being observed, so she's changing her behavior because she's being observed. To get baseline stuff, you have to get when people, don't know they're being watched. And they don't know they're being paid attention to.
I don't know. He did one on Taylor Swift on Jimmy Fallon that we was getting some baseline stuff. And she obviously knows she's being watching that stuff. That felt like he was dead on everything. And they were playing a game where Jimmy Fallon presented Taylor Swift with rumors about her.
When they forget they're being watched. I should say that. Because when they forget they're being watched. Because you can
forget what she was being watched. Because part of her baseline thing was she would look at the audience first and get like their reaction. Like she knows she's in front of an audience and she's checking with the audience on how they react before she would react to something. But he was very good at predicting a lot of things, and he knew from her body language which one of the rumors was absolutely true. It's like, wow, all these little subtle facial micro expressions and licking the lips at certain points and all that kind of stuff. It's got to be exhausting to be on that level of paying that close attention to somebody that you're looking for a little eye blink or whatever, eye rolls, all that.
Well, most people do that subconsciously.
Right. Yeah.
Most people do that subconsciously, so it's more like, that's why they can say, I feel like I know you. I feel like we've met before. It's because you're picking up on those tics and from things from years and years of being around people.
Yeah, but he does it on a very conscious level where he can break it down and talk about it and like pick up. And then like, I don't know if he must like review the footage beforehand and go slow it down and take it frame by frame or segment by segment to look for things like that. But he's very accurate. So I want to get him on the program. He hasn't answered back. I'm doing more, which is why we've been having fewer and fewer guests lately, is because I'm not just leaving the door open to any open mic or guys who have been doing comedy for 6 months. I'm looking for people I really want to talk to.
Yes, and thank you, and I appreciate that. Thank you for that, because I
it got a little.
I'm having difficulty now. If they've been doing comedy for 6 months, but they were doing music for like 30 years, something that transfers over, some skills that transfer. I can appreciate that, but I don't need
some of them. But coming back to that guy I don't want to talk about, who I want to move to another planet for, he claimed like he was in a hugely successful tribute band. Never heard of him. Like a lot of people claim, oh yeah, I was in a really successful music. No, and that doesn't necessarily equate to doing comedy, because you're not talking, you're playing music, and unless you're the front man who's doing a lot of direct interaction with the audience, it doesn't really prepare you for any kind of open or one-on-one, just microphone versus the people type of thing. So but again, the bullshittery of bullshitteries. A lot of people think they were in highly successful bands.
It's like the 4 billion people that were at Woodstock.
Yeah.
Or the 100,000 people that were at the Wilt Chamberlain's game where he scored 100 points.
Yeah, that was again. That's another thing where those people wouldn't be alive anymore. I think that was like 1962, 63, something like that, against Philadelphia.
I think. Well, I don't remember which team they were playing against, but there were only 3,500 people in the auditorium.
Right. Yeah.
And it wasn't, it wasn't live. It wasn't televised live.
Right. Everybody saw him do it though. Wilt Chamberlain. I wonder if young people would even know who Wilt Chamberlain is. On a sports note, I have a good suggestion.
Don't play poker with these basketball players. What do you think? Okay, what do you think of these tables, these X-ray tables that they're using to play poker with?
I don't really have any comment on that. I wouldn't play poker with anybody at this point in my life. Poker's everybody thinks they're good at it. Everybody thinks they have a great poker face. You can still cheat at it. You can still be cheated.
Oh yeah. I haven't played poker with real people since I pissed off some people and took their money.
Oh, you were the guy.
That was it. After that, I just started playing poker with computers.
My sports suggestion would be, well, first of all, you can go to minddogtv.com. On the front page, there's a banner for betonanything.eu. If you want to bet on sports, bet on the Super Bowl, who's going to win the Super Bowl. Bet on the Giants and Jets to lose every week, and I think that's a lock. But my sports suggestion would be this. Baseball is a fucking boring-ass sport. It's become a boring-ass sport. I used to love it. But all the rules, and put a guy on second base, and take the pitchers out after 4 innings because they might hurt their arm. It's just a shitty sport. I say this. We just named the Los Angeles Dodgers champions for eternity, and then stop playing. Just do away with it. It's a waste of time.
But aren't they losing to aren't they behind in the series to Toronto right now?
Are they?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just thought that they were. I thought they were behind. I know the first two games. I know the first 2 games were in Toronto.
Yeah. World Series. Maybe they are. Maybe I don't.
I honestly have no idea.
World Series schedules. What? It's tied 1-1 right now.
Okay.
Huh. I did not know that. By what I saw, because they have 2 Japanese pitchers that are like lights out. They're just getting all the and Ohtani is not just a lights out pitcher. He's better than Babe Ruth with the bat. They just keep spending money on all these great, and then So what? It's like, what's the point of even competing? Just give it to the Dodgers every year. Didn't the Dodgers win last year? They did, right? I'm right. Oh no. You don't know.
No.
Do we know? Chat room? Did the Dodgers win last year? I think the Dodgers won last year, but I think they're going to win forever. They're just going to spend money on Japanese players. Well, let's just let the Japanese own World Series.
Now there was a movie, I think it's called Small Ball, about the Oakland Athletics.
Billy, whatever Billy's name was. Yes, he
Yeah.
was Billy Bean. Billy Bean was the GM of Oakland when the small ball thing, where they actually won by not buying free agents. They just
they were actually buying runs and hits.
That was before like no, it wasn't. It was. I was going to say before this, people started spending billions of dollars on.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Yeah, no,
it was like yeah, because it's been going on for a while, and Oakland says we can't compete that way. We don't have that kind of money.
Yeah.
So, but I like that strategy. I think it works on a small scale, because when I'm playing, like when we used to play pickup games, and we only had like a pickup games, we were like, okay, we're playing the 15. And when I pick a team, I would actually pick buckets. I would say, okay, where my 15 points are going, where are my 15, baskets going to come from? And that's how I put together a team when we played pickup ball. But then again, we were all playing pickup ball. It's not like everybody's playing pickup ball except for these two guys over there who have like access to pros. They're like, okay, everybody else has just got guys from the streets, but we have Scottie Pippen. We got Scottie Pippen. Matter of fact, there were some teams like that.
Hines, right? That's Scottie Pippen. They're both one and the same person. Gregory
yeah.
Hines.
But now sometimes I'd play, and there were like real NBA players there, and but
so no white guys is what you're saying.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I've played against. I've had to guard 3 NBA players, and I'm very fucking proud of my record. Very, very, very fucking proud.
Here's the thing with sports, though. There are really not quite, but getting close to billionaire players. I mean,
yes.
I think Juan Soto is $750 million for the New York Mets. They signed him to a $750 million contract. How much? And I wouldn't know this because I haven't paid for a ticket. But how much do you have to take in every day to support a team where you have one or two almost billionaires on the team? Because one billionaire, you can't blow all your money in one basket. So they got like lots of guys. The payroll for now, some of these teams has got to be close to like $2 or $3 billion or something. How much do you have to take in per game? You only get 81 home games. A team's got to like make that money. Well, television too. We have the television.
Yeah, television, the merchandising.
Yeah,
parking, the hot dog.
That's what I mean. Yeah, all the concession. How much do you actually have to take in per game to make that feasible? Or for I don't know what the Mets salary cap, what the salary for the whole team is, what the expense is. But I'm imagining if one player is getting $750 million, not every year, obviously, it's over like a 7-year thing. But if you got him and a couple of other stars making that big money, their payroll for the year has got to be $1 billion or more, right?
I guess I don't know. I mean,
hey,
unless when they do these payroll things, let's say when they're not actually getting paid that, because there's like maybe incentives, like they could make that if they make the playoffs, if they play so many games, with bonuses and stuff like that. I don't know. Because I know some contracts. I know there were some contracts in pro sports where they say like you have to play so many games, and then the manager will be told to leave the player out let's say you have to play 100 games, and then you get to 98, and the manager would stop playing them. It's like, oh, I need 2 more games to hit my bonus. Or if you hit so many runs, you get a bonus, or so many touchdowns, you get a bonus.
Wow, Grok is having a tough time with this one. Why, Grok? It's not that hard. You're really quick. Wow. Okay. What's the bottom line here? It says opening day payroll was $323 million, which is not a lot for as far as what I saw. I was thinking it was 3 times that, $1 billion. Okay, so it says opening day payroll was $323 million. Total adjusted payroll, $341 million, almost $342 million. Juan Soto gets $66 million a year, 61 million a year, almost 62 million a year. So to make that almost $1 billion, that's got to be a very long contract. Now, I'm not doing the math right here, but
it's probably incentives if they make. I don't know.
Yeah. So
it's money I will never be able to earn.
$241 million is exceeding the luxury tax. Projection for 22 are underway, potentially lower due to opt-outs. Okay, $315 million is what they're paying per year in. So I would have thought it was more than that. Okay, $315 million, 81 games. I'm not going to do the math on that. 81 home games with the TV package. I guess they sell the TV package for away games too. They get money for that all together. So, and all the sponsorships and corporate boxes. Yeah. Just crazy the money that's in that. And then you have people starving. Now, getting back into the political kind of thing. This one guy, a Republican, obviously, saying we got to stop feeding these no job ghetto ass people. They're just freeloaders. They don't want to work. It's like
talking about Congress.
Well, no, he's talking about people on SNAP and food and these food programs and all that stuff. It's like this guy. The thing he's not understanding is most of them are working. Most of them are working 2 jobs, and they still can't afford to fucking feed their families because the rents and everything else is so fucking expensive.
Right.
So it's not that they're not working; it's that they're working their asses off and still can't afford to fucking pay their feed their family. That's where we're at in America, and that's a fucking tragic place to assume ghetto ass people just don't want to work for it. You get $163,000 a year for doing nothing as a they're still getting paid, right?
Yeah. They changed that rule a little while ago.
Yeah. So I mean, I am on this point where I'm not responding to any of these people, but it fucking burns my ass to see them talking like this, and nobody pushing back on any of it. Like, hello, it's.
Now I know there were. I'm saying I know it's been reported, and I've seen in interviews 2, maybe 3 Democrats who are refusing to take their paycheck while the government is closed.
Wow.
And now one, I think there's 2 that are refusing to take their paycheck, and the other one is taking the money from his paycheck and donating it to food banks and stuff like that.
Good for them.
Yeah, but you don't hear about that, because
we should be able to say no money for Chuck Schumer. I mean, I should be able. He's my.
You can say it. You can say it. Go ahead. You can say it.
All right, no money for Chuck Schumer or that Christine Gillibrand, whatever. Both the senators from New York suck, and I'm sure most people feel that way about their state.
You know, the funny thing is, when she first came on, she was pretty decent though, because I think her cause basically was getting the rape culture out of the military.
How'd that go? Because as far as the military people I've interviewed, it's still a major thing, and
I'm just saying, but that was her big thing. But then again, a lot of the gains that they made under the Biden administration, and maybe under Obama, and then Trump undid the shit, and then Biden says, okay, we're going to do this, and then Trump undoes it again. Yeah.
I don't see her doing anything that I feel like is positive for New York, but. It's every day she sends me a fucking email looking for donations. Like, you know what? Put some money on the table for me. I don't mean pay me off, but give me some opportunities, because opportunities for me, especially being an aged out person, this is not the land of opportunity. This is the land of, oh, you're old. Just lay down and die. Get off my planet. We're tired of paying for you. So, she's not doing anything for New York State that I can see. Here's the thing that Keith Olbermann is calling for this, and I don't normally listen to Keith Olbermann, but I think he's right about this. The government gets its money from the states. It's time for like New York State and California and all these just not paying into the government. We're not.
Yeah, yes, I agree. I agree for wholeheartedly. I've been saying that for quite some time. I was saying it to my wife because most of the states that contribute the states that contribute the most money to the federal government in taxes are blue states, and the states that take the most out of the government compared to what they put in taxes are red states.
Texas takes the most out.
Florida, Alabama, Mississippi. Right. You know, those places are like vacuums for tax money. They're just sucking it out. And I was wondering, I don't know if there's because I don't know how the money is handled. You know, because federally, like out of my paycheck, it goes straight to the government. I don't know.
That's what I was going to ask. Do we know that? Because I know it says that on your statement, on your if you get a statement for your pay stub, but does that mean? Because I was under the impression that the state took that out and then they gave that to the feds. I don't know.
If that's the case, then I think the states should hold on to the money. Yeah. You know, just say, "Oh, we're not giving it to you. We're holding on. We're holding on to it till you reopen because apparently you're not open right now. So we're not going to send you the money till you open. You don't need it. You're not spending it. So we'll hold on to it because we do need it."
Yeah. Lastly, I mean, before we wrap this, Fetterman on his politics stuff, he is. It seems like he was always a Republican. He posed as a Democrat to win the thing, but he is blaming the Democrats for the shutdown and saying that we need to reopen the government and just trust Mike Johnson to revisit the ACA tax credit issue after. That's got to be the most naive nonsense.
It's not naive. That's his stroke. I honestly believe he has not recovered from his stroke. The man, and the sad thing is, okay, and this is one of the things that annoys me about politics. If he, let's say, doesn't run, let's say he has a stroke and dies, his wife would say, "I'm going to run to replace his seat." Okay, that couldn't happen in almost any other job. Okay, if I died on stage telling jokes, my wife would not be able to go, "Well, I guess she could." That's different. Okay, if I'm a patient and I'm getting surgery, and my doctor has a heart attack, his wife cannot just walk in and go, "I'm going to finish the operation." You know, unless she's got the same credentials, she just can't walk off the street and go, my husband is a cardiosurgeon, but and I do nails for a living, but I'm going to finish his operation.
Yeah, this Fetterman thing feels like two guys pointing a gun at each other, and the guy says, "Put your gun down." Oh, I'll put my gun down, and he's like, "Okay, I'll put my gun down." Like, wait a minute, you're just going to be that trusting? Again, it just feels like naive. You say it might be he's not, and there could be some of that he's just got completely stroked out and his brain isn't working anymore.
Oh, I honestly believe, like you do, that he's just a fucking Republican. Deep down inside, he's just a fucking Republican. Yeah. But I'm just trying to find an excuse to get rid of him. Like maybe he just can't do the job
figured
anymore.
It out. It took him long enough to but they were making fun of him like he's such a slob. He should wear a suit. Blah 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 blah. Now that they figured out that he's on their side, oh, we love your hoodie. We love your attitude. Like, wait, you were making fun of it when you thought he was on the other side.
Right.
Yes, but not a fan of his at all. He's just he doesn't have any sense of. He's not listening to his own people. Yeah, it would be nice to open up the government, make sure that people don't go hungry. It definitely would be, but you can't just trust.
Right, and especially when you know that if let's pretend for one moment that the Congress puts all the money back for the ACA, And then Trump goes, we're not going to honor that.
Right.
They're not going to fight back. They're just going to let him do it like they do with everything else he decides to not fund. So they don't just need reassurances from Congress. They need reassurances that they're going to punish Trump if he fucks up, or when he does it. And that's the rub.
Yeah.
Because they can put anything they want in the bill, knowing that Trump is going to take it back out and say, hey, we kept our part of the bargain.
And it's so, listen, on Trump, I want to say this because on the Canadian fucking commercial, they used a commercial of Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan's speeches. Yeah.
They say it was like fake, but it wasn't fake. They were using an actual recording of Reagan's voice that he actually did say. They put an AI video making it look like like they had video of it. There was no video of it. It was a radio interview, but he did actually say that the stuff that was in the stuff in the ad. Trump got so petty over that he's going to raise the tariffs on Canada over one, I guess, provincial mayor, whatever he is, Ottawa, Doug, somebody.
Ontario or something.
Yeah, the point I'm getting to is that Trump's response is that I can play dirtier than them. And I think that is exactly why I hate Donald Trump, is that we don't need leaders encouraging people to play dirty. We need people who can win playing fair. The idea that he says, I can play dirtier than them, we know that. We know you can cheat at golf. We know you can cheat at elections. We know you can cheat at everything in the world. We need somebody who has morals to say, we can win the right way. And a leader of the country should be always thinking, setting an example of the right way to do things. And to come out and say, I can play dirtier than them, that's what's wrong with America. What's great about America? We play dirtier than everybody.
Absolutely, and that was the problem was that the Democrats, for the longest time, especially when dealing with the Republicans for a while, Trump did not invent this tactic. He just has put it on steroids, and he's also like something's wrong with his fucking brain. There's literally something wrong with his brain. Before the Republicans were using these tactics, most of them, they were using the tactics, but they were sane.
Yeah.
Okay, and they said, okay, we can fuck you over, but we're just going to fuck you over a little bit because we want to keep fucking you over. We don't want to fuck you so bad that you put up a fight, and then we have to stop fucking you.
Yeah.
Trump is like, I don't care if you struggle. The more you struggle, the more I'm going to try to fuck you anyway.
Yeah,
because he's that fucking psychotic.
Unfortunately,
and the Democrats never learned how to deal with it. They didn't learn to deal with it on a small level. They were going like, we're going to do things right. We're look at how remember when Al Franken, the picture of him doing this with that woman that was asleep. Democrats lost their fucking minds and said, we will not have that in our party.
Yeah,
and Al Franken gone. Spitzer gone. When Democrats were fucking up, the Democratic Party got rid of them. But Republicans could do the exact same thing or worse, and Republicans go like, but.
Oh yeah. Al Franken
who hasn't done that?
Yeah. And to be fair, I mean, Al Franken was a fucking comedian when that picture was taken. He wasn't even in politics. He was a comedian. And it was years before he was ever in politics. It was a USO tour where he was one of the comedians that were hired for it. So, you might say it was in bad taste.
And he didn't actually touch her. And he did not actually touch her.
It was just goofy comedy stuff. And you talk about cancel culture. That's the ultimate cancel culture. Wait till 15 years later and bring up something he said as a comedian to end his career.
You know what it would be like? Okay, I think I can't remember. I think it's called The Boys in the Hall or something. Kids in the Hall.
Yeah.
And they have this routine when they go like, I'm squishing his head. I'm squishing his head. And that would be like the person who's at the other end of the video saying, he squished my head. I want restitution. He squished my head. That's what's his face did not touch the woman. And as a matter of fact, you can do this, change the camera angle, and make it look like you're behind the woman's behind you, and you're not even there.
Yeah.
So that the reaction of the Democrats was so over the fucking top. But Franken says, okay, all right, but look, I'm pretty sure he's regretting it now, going, what the fuck? Really?
What would really upset me, and this has nothing to do with what you're just saying, though, but the people I did the paint party for, the couple I did the paint party for,
if they're Trumpers.
Yeah, because I felt like we became friends, and Rachel, who was the wife, I said, if you go on my social media and you get upset about my politics, and she said, I feel like we probably won't, which I don't know how they measured that, but
yeah, because she probably looked at you and went, he looks like Himmler. He's one of us.
I'm not sure that most people know what Himmler looked like.
But you said she's your age. You said they're about the same age, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think they were a little younger. I think they were in their 50s. They have a daughter in college, and they've been together 30 some odd years. They've been married 30 some odd years. So I'm thinking of 50s, not quite 60s. So they're not my age. But to know what Himmler looked like, I would be curious, if you did like, what does Himmler look? I could probably go. This would be a good thing. Go out on man on the street thing. You know what Himmler looked like, and carry a picture of him. Like after they say nobody said.
Do it like an array. Have a picture of you and Himmler and Groucho, and say, okay, which one of these is Matt Nappo, one of these is Himmler, and the other one is
the Nazi.
Groucho.
Find the Nazi. That's what.
Find the Nazi.
Yeah.
There's a Jew. A Mick, not a Mick. You're not a Mick, are you? You're Italian.
I'm half and half. I'm
okay.
I'm all of it.
Okay. Okay. In here is a Jew, a Nazi, and a Mick Wop. Find the Nazi.
Yeah, find the Nazi. Good game. We should maybe I should put that in the merch store. Find the Nazi. Spin the Nazi. Whatever. All right, let's wrap this up because I got to go get abused by my wife and whatever. I might be finishing up John Beaver's commission today. Not today, this week. Very close. I'm like 90% done, but the 10% that needs to be added is the hard part. And
and that's the one that you don't know what he looks like or how tall he is or how big he is.
No, all three of them. Yeah, I know what Braxy looks like now. The three of them. I got the entire background. I got the wood set. I got the entire thing together. Now I got to put the characters in it.
Is this the one where they're all playing poker, like the dogs playing poker?
Should be. No, they're just sitting around a campfire. Bigfoot, Braxy Monster, and Mothman. Get in the detail in it. Not all that easy for a guy like me, but I'm working on it. I keep telling people in these paint parties, all you got to do is believe. The best element in a painting session is believe it's going to come out okay. So I'm just keep telling myself, yeah, you could do this. You could do this. You could do this.
I just have one question before we go, and it's about because I was watching yesterday's sermon, and my understanding is that you had not heard the U2 song.
Never heard until the end of the world U2, and then I listened to it, and I thought Bono fucking sounded like a guy who never sang before. And he was just like searching for a melody, like they didn't even plan this out. Like he was in the studio. It's the same fucking bass line and drum thing throughout, and he was just like reading words he had written down and trying to find a melody for it. It was like, this is not going well. And then I looked up analysis of it, and there was lots of different analysis of it. One says it's Judas singing to himself. A lot of it was Judas singing to Jesus. There were parts I didn't understand of it, like down in the hold. I was like, does he mean down in the hole? Because what's the hold?
Well, and that's what I think the Reverend was talking about. There's a couple of different meanings for what a hold is. A hold could be is a secure place. So one interpretation that the Reverend had is that maybe the hold is the place whenever they're all running and they're trying to hide from people. The hold is where they went to go, like their secret place, so they could be away from the masses or away from wherever when they needed to just be alone together.
Right.
You know, and that maybe that was the hold. They went there, their secret place.
Are you familiar with the video for this song?
No.
It seems a little homoerotic. And it seemed like, because if you didn't know it was about religion, you would think Bono and Edge are having like some kind of homoerotic moment there. They're both shirtless, and he's singing to him like, "I kissed your lips." Wait a minute, what's going on here, guys? You coming out? What is this? Is this your coming out party? The part I spiked your drink. Is that
that doesn't make sense. The only thing I think of is like I did something dirty, something that you didn't expect. You know, I spiked your drink is like, no, I don't think the Reverend had anything for that one. It was like, maybe it's just trying to rhyme, think and drink or something.
Yes, I think it was something about "think" was the line before that. It did seem to rhyme with that, but it's just like, why didn't I hear, like, was spiking a drink even a thing in those days? It's like they were drinking wine, right? So what did he put in it? He didn't have roofies.
And that was one of the other. There were drugs that they used to do back then, but one of the things that the Reverend says that you realize that this is not biblically accurate. You know, this is Bono's interpretation of what he thinks Judas would be saying.
He was a Catholic, Bono. I don't know if he's still a Catholic, but he was growing up.
Which would explain why, because Catholics, for the most part, don't know anything about the Bible. For the most part, you know. Well, they get their Bible lessons. Whatever the priest says, that's okay. Yeah, that's good enough for me.
All right. Before I click this button about the rate, I have questions about this, because all my life, I was told that Judas's was an act of betrayal. Then somewhere around when I was in my 40s or something, I started hearing that Jesus actually wanted Judas to turn him in. Like he told him to turn him in. You studying, what's the deal on that?
Well, there's a couple of different schools of thought, and I'm not partial to any of them, but the one that the teachers at the school that I attended, the ones that they seemed to be in favor of, was that Judas believed that Jesus was divine, and he thought Jesus was holding back, and so he thought that the only way Jesus would expose himself to the world is if he was like, you know, had his back against the wall. So he's like, okay, I'm going to turn him in, and he's going to have to, in order to get out of this mess, he's going to have to reveal his divinity.
Still, that still makes Judas a bad guy, because let's just say I'm your right-hand man, and I believe you're divine. I'm not saying that, but that's my idea. I would come to you and say, this is my plan, because it seems to me like you're just hedging your bets here. You should come out and just save the world already. I would come with you. And what do you think of this plan? If I kind of force your hand into it, doing it backhanded, it still makes him a bad guy. And
well, I don't know that he did. Again, it's just a theory. But if, let's say, because it wouldn't have been, how should I put it? Back then, like I said, messiahs were a dime a dozen back then.
I know.
But the one thing that all of the previous messiahs before Jesus had in common was that they were supposed to bring about
the end of Rome, the Roman Empire.
Right. They bring about the end of the Roman Empire and restore restore Judaism to its greatness. You know, just rebuild the temple and all that stuff. You know, that was what the Messiah was supposed to do, and Judas was more likely an old school. I want my Messiah with a sword. And
yeah.
And Jesus was more like, wait a second, I saw what they did to all those other messiahs. I'm not fighting the Romans. It's like, oh no. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and render unto God what is God. Because I'm not going to have them killing me over this. So and Judas really wanted the old fashioned stick him with the sword Messiah. And I think he was trying, that he really believed that Jesus was the thing. And Jesus was like, no, I'm not going to reveal myself. We'll wait till heaven. It's like, no, what about now? You know, so his heart had been in a good place.
Coming back Wednesday. Wednesday.
Yeah, Jesus is coming back Wednesday.
After the show, because we got Elizabeth Croydon and Bob Kitson on Wednesday morning. So, but after the show. Well, too bad we couldn't book him on the show.
Judas?
Jesus, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We couldn't get him on the show. I tried. I reached out. Got no response. Not surprising.
Well, okay, hear me out. And I don't know if this is possible.
I'll show you.
It seems like a lot of our guests recently have been brought to us by Elizabeth Croydon.
Yes.
Maybe Elizabeth Croydon can get Jesus to come on the show.
I'll reach out and see if she's got that kind of juice. I don't know if she's got that kind of juice. Anyway,
she's got that kind of juice. She's got that kind of juice.
Don't enjoy the suffering. We have no we have no show for you. This is our new tagline. Don't forget to turn on your radio. Have a great day and enjoy your Monday. Bye for now.
to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me.